Social media night with a roof open for business here at Chase Field. Hashtag payback for the D-backs as we close this homestand with 3 against the Rockies, who took 2 of 3 here to open up the year. But Colorado reeling right now. They've lost 5 in a row. We are set for D-backs baseball on Fox Sports Arizona. Good evening from Chase Field. Welcome to the broadcast. Steve Berthiaume, Bob Brenly along the way. First to 3, the D-backs and the Rockies. Robbie Ray for Arizona tonight and Tyler Chatwood for Colorado. That's your pitching matchup. But, Bob, they will have their work cut out for them tonight because last time these two teams met here earlier this year, they scored a whole bunch of runs, led by rookie Trevor Story.
Yeah, Trevor Story got off to quite the start. After his first 6 games in the major leagues, he had 7 homers and 12 runs driven in. Now, he has cooled off considerably, only 2 homers and 3 RBIs in his last 14 games, but did set the National League record for rookie home runs in the month of April.
Yeah, broke the record previously held by Albert Pujols. Do you pitch around him? Do you nibble with Trevor Story? What do you do?
Well, I think you throw away the video from the first 3 games because obviously we weren't pitching him right. And look what other teams have done to him over the next 14 games. Somebody has found a hole in his swing.
Well, the Diamondbacks have a young number 27 they're pretty excited about as well. It's Brandon Drury. And talk about defensive versatility. He has started games this week at third base, right field, left field. Tonight he's in there at second.
Got to get his bat in there somewhere. He's homered in back-to-back games. You see his numbers over the last 7. This is a guy that just hits, and the more at-bats he gets, the more comfortable he gets up there at the plate.
He has homered in each of his last 2 games. Drury in there at second tonight. It's the Diamondbacks and the Rockies first of 3 here. Ray and Chatwood first pitch on the way on Fox Sports Arizona.
Arizona Diamondbacks baseball on Fox Sports Arizona is brought to you by CenturyLink. Switch to CenturyLink Prism TV for an advanced TV experience. Learn more at cprismtv.com. By Jack in the Box and the Jumbo Jack, a home run for your mouth. By T-Mobile, get major league coverage. T-Mobile has doubled its 4G LTE in the last year. By Papa Murphy's, love at 425 degrees. And by your Valley Honda dealers, where you get more standard features for less money. Diamondbacks baseball on Fox Sports Arizona is brought to you by Chaz Roberts, Air Conditioning and Plumbing. Choose Chaz. By Lone Butte Casino. You're in for more winning moments at Lone Butte Casino. By Oregano's. Step up to the plate for a guaranteed home run pizza at Oregano's, locations statewide. And by Cox Gigablast. How will you live the gig life? Here in the Valley, we may see more offense tonight. Diamondbacks through the first 7 games on this homestand have scored 45 runs, including 16 homers. Robbie Ray going to try and quiet the Rockies when we come back. Roof is open for business here at Chase Field. The outfield panel's closed. A little breezy here and cool this evening on a Friday night in downtown Phoenix. First of 3. The Diamondbacks and Walt Weiss's Colorado Rockies, who are 3 under 500. They were rained out at home yesterday against the Pirates, and they're reeling a bit right now, Bob. They've lost 5 straight and 6 of 7.
Yeah, when you're in a funk like the Rockies have been lately, sometimes a rain out is the best thing that can happen. Give everybody a day away from the ballpark, let them clear their minds and come back. Here's how Walt Weiss is going to line them up tonight. Charlie Blackmon just back off the disabled list will lead it off in center field. Trevor Story at shortstop. Nolan Arenado down at third base. Mark Reynolds, a former D-back, at first. Ryan Rayburn out in left field. Gerardo Parra, another former D-back, out in right field. Nick Hundley doing the catching. DJ LeMahieu at second base, and Tyler Chatwood, the right-hander, on the mound.
Lefty Robbie Ray, your Arizona Ford starting pitcher for the Diamondbacks. Hit hard by the Pirates here Sunday. The command has come and gone a bit. Robbie is averaging 5.5 walks for every 9 innings pitched this year.
3 consecutive quality starts to begin the season, but last time out really struggled, gave up more hits than we're used to seeing Robbie give up. Normally when he gets himself in trouble, it's via the base on balls, but Pirates banged him around pretty good last time out.
Take a moment and take a look at our Eye on Defense. Is brought to you by Nationwide Vision Centers.
Tomas, Owings, and Peralta left to right across the outfield tonight. Jake Lamb at third. Gene Segura slides over to shortstop to make room for Brandon Drury at second base. Paul Goldschmidt at first. Wellington Castillo doing the catching, and lefty Robbie Ray on the mound.
And we are just about set to go. First pitch, the Rockies and the Diamondbacks. The D-backs closing out a 10-game homestand with 3 against Colorado. And we were so efficient getting ready for this ball game that they won't let us start yet. Time for your Valley Honda key to the game.
You mentioned it in the open of the show. Payback. These guys came in here and absolutely ruined our opening day at Chase Field. So put a whooping on him a couple times here in this series.
And there is the chief architect of that, Trevor Story, who's batting second tonight. Charlie Blackmon just activated from the DL, will lead it off. Crew chief Paul Emmel, our plate umpire tonight. We are underway at Chase Field. Blackmon a .185 for the year without a home run. He's been battling a turf toe injury in his left foot for much of the month and was just activated off the DL before the ball game tonight. He was wearing a walking boot not too long ago, Charlie Blackmon, but spent part of this week rehabbing with Class A Modesto and is back in time for the start of this series. 2-1. Well, Robbie Ray starts out behind 3 balls and 1 strike on the leadoff man with Trevor Story on deck. Sky high, short right center. Peralta coming in. Drury drifting out there. He's got it. Peralta calls him off. And that's the first out. And here comes trouble. What a month it's been for Trevor Story, who got everybody's attention here to open up the year.
Fastball to the opposite field against Zach Greinke. An off-speed pitch down around his ankles. Another off-speed pitch. Fastball out over the plate. I mean, he hit everything in that series and didn't just hit it. He hit it out of the ballpark.
241 and 9 home runs. 4 of those homers coming right here at Chase Field in the first series of the year, including 2 on opening day against Zach Greinke. And Story homering and striking out at record rates. That's been the other side of the story, as it were. Leading the National League in strikeouts. In fact, Justin Upton in Detroit, the only player in baseball who has struck out more than Trevor Story this year, leading the National League. So he's got some holes, just have to find him. There's a swing and a miss, and Robbie ahead 0-2.
Thinking back to that first series against the Rockies, he kind of reminded me a little bit of what we've seen from Brandon Drury, a guy who can handle a fastball, but if you throw a breaking ball in or around the strike zone, he's able to put a good swing on that also.
It's funny, he says he is not seeing nearly as many fastballs as he was earlier this month, especially in hitters count. So that's, I guess, part of the adjustment, right?
Absolutely. What do you want, people just keep tossing you cookies?
Well, it was working out pretty well for him. A National League record for a rookie, 9 homers in the month of April. The major league record is 10, set by then White Sox rookie Jose Abreu in April 2 years ago.
It's kind of the evolution when a young player comes up to the major leagues. The first thing you want to see is, can he handle a fastball on the inside part of the plate? Well, I think Story proved that he could do that. Then, okay, how does he handle breaking balls? And like I said, if they're around the strike zone, he's put a good swing on those as well. You just keep prodding and probing and trying to find that hole in a guy's swing.
The first rookie ever to homer in each of his first 4 career games. Homered 6 times in his first 4 games. Still 1-2. He rolls it into center. Trevor Story, a base hit. And now you deal with Nolan Arenado, who, like Story, has homered 9 times this year. Among the major league leaders with those 9 homers, he's hitting .289. And Arenado has homered in each of the Rockies' last 2 games. He is leading the National League in runs scored, and as usual, one of the offensive leaders in the National League. Missed inside. 1-0 on Arenado, who hit a 3-run homer here at Chase Field opening day. He has never had a base hit against Robbie Ray. Again, Bob, I know you hate that when he shows you the quick move early in the ball game.
I just think he could be a little more judicious about the use of that move. You can really set up an opposing base runner by showing him that slow move over to first base a couple times and then snap the throw over there.
Center field for Chris Owings, just shy of the warning track. 2 outs.
First baseman, number 12.
Brings up the former D-back Mark Reynolds in there at first base tonight.
There should be no surprise that these two teams rank 1 and 2 in the National League in home runs.
We may see a few leave the yard before the series ends. Reynolds has hit 2 this year. He's off to a good start. .321 on the year. And like Trevor Story, he'll do that a lot. Diamondback fans are certainly familiar with Mark Reynolds' MO. They overload the left-hand side against the right-hand hitting Reynolds. Drury at shortstop, Drury at second, Segura at shortstop. Jake Lamb right on the line at third.
I'll tell you one thing about the versatility on the Diamondbacks roster. It keeps you on your toes when you fill out your lineup card.
Sure does. You double check everything.
Where's Brandon Drury tonight? Where's Segura playing?
It's really helped Chip to have Brandon Drury be able to play all those different spots. A lot to ask of a rookie. His first real month on an opening day roster. He's played 4 positions, started at 4 different positions in this week alone. He's coming inside. He keeps missing though. He's behind 2-1. He's shown, Bob, that he can command that fastball to both sides of the plate at times this year. It seemed to be a real key for him.
Well, he's got enough zip that if he establishes he can pitch on the inside corner to a right-hander, that should open up the outside part of the plate.
Robbie has done very well against the Rockies so far in his career. 3 appearances against Colorado, 16 strikeouts and a .204 ERA. He's 2-2 on Mark Reynolds.
Yeah, Robbie actually made his debut against the Rockies at Coors Field. Was really good in that outing. Gave up only 1 run in 6 innings.
That was a spot start for him. I think it was a doubleheader that day. We had some weather and forced a doubleheader. He went back to the minor leagues and then was back up quickly. He bounces that one in the dirt. Count is full 3-2.
Or as we like to call it, he pulled a Brandon Webb. Speaking of Webby, thank you so much for pinch hitting last night so I could spend some time with those new grandbabies, and thanks to our Vice President of Broadcasting Scott Geyer for giving me a hall pass for the night.
Well, you earned it. This grandpa business is going to keep you pretty busy here.
I'll tell you, everybody says that if you could just figure out a way to have the grandkids first.
It's a chicken and the egg kind of a thing, I guess. Story takes off, called strike 3. Ray rings up Reynolds, and he strands the 1-out single. Just underway. Rockies and Diamondbacks at Chase Field. Arizona Ford, starting pitcher for the Rockies, is the right-hander Tyler Chatwood, who's done well this year in his return from a second Tommy John surgery. He's a strike thrower, doesn't walk too many guys, and beat the D-backs here at Chase Field earlier this month.
That gave up 2 runs in that game against the Diamondbacks in that opening series. However, 1 run scored on a ground out and 1 scored on a fielder's choice. So the Diamondbacks didn't exactly beat his brains in. When he's good, he throws a lot of ground balls. 2-seam sinker, he'll throw a cutter, occasional changeup. This tries to keep the ball down there around the bottom of the kneecaps and get ground balls.
Gene Segura getting the start at shortstop tonight. Will lead it off. Night off for Nick Ahmed. Segura 346 and 4 home runs. And there's ball 1. This is driven out to right center field. Gerardo Parra, my friend, is out there. And that's the first out. Diamondbacks, through the first 7 games on this homestand, Bob, have scored 45 runs, trying to keep that going with the lineup tonight.
Absolutely. This is a lineup that's capable of putting up those kind of numbers. Gene Segura at the top. He'll play shortstop tonight. Jake Lamb at third. Paul Goldschmidt at first. David Peralta out in right field. Yasmani Tomas in left. Wellington Castillo behind the plate. Brandon Drury moves to second base tonight. Chris Owings out in center field, and lefty Robbie Ray on the mound.
Rockies will put the shift on for the left-hand hitting Jake Lamb back at the 2-hole tonight. He drives this one to Blackman in center. 2 down. Our eye on defense for the Rockies, brought to you by Nationwide Vision Center.
The outfield of Rayburn, Blackman, and Parra left to right. The infield will be Arenado and Story on the left side. LeMahieu and Reynolds on the right side, with Nick Hundley behind the plate and Tyler Chatwood on the mound.
Paul Goldschmidt now. Goldie 238. He's homered 6 times.
Boy, if you ever needed a lengthy at bat from Paul Goldschmidt, it'd be right now. 3 pitches, 2 outs here in the first for Chatwood.
And he throws strike 1 to Goldie, who is 3 for his last 15 at the plate. His last 3 base hits have all been home runs. Goldie 0 for 4, a couple of strikeouts last night. It's social media night here at the ballpark, so that is his with the emoji or the bitmoji or the moji with the whole thing.
That's what I thought.
Yeah, they've got all those up on the DBTV board here for all the guys. Wearing the alternate teal tonight. 3-1 to Goldie. In there for a strike. Count is full. Paul Emmel, the crew chief, back there tonight. Goldie and Greinke. Zach Greinke pitches tomorrow night against Chris Russin for the left-hander for the Rockies. He lays off that one. Another base on balls for the major league's leader in walks. And the Diamondbacks have a 2-out base runner for David Peralta.
Well, that's the kind of thing that Goldie brings to the table. I mentioned 3 pitches, 2 outs to start the ball game, and Goldie goes up there and grinds out a walk. David Peralta going to try to work a count here himself, I'm sure. It just avoids that quick inning for the opposing pitcher where he can get his team back in the dugout swinging those bats quickly, make them stand out there and play some defense.
Shift is on against Peralta. Swings at the first pitch and fouls it off. David 266. He's got 2 homers. 0 for 4 last night. That snapped a 6-game hitting streak. Here's the defensive alignment for the Rockies. Story, the shortstop, behind the second base bag. Arenado all by himself on the left-hand side. 0-2.
That's Tyler Chatwood's arsenal out there on the mound. You're seeing more and more pitchers do something similar to Chatwood, throwing 3 different fastballs: a cutter, a sinker, and a high 4-seamer. He'll rely mostly on that sinking 2-seamer, but a lot of guys, rather than try to throw a slider and a curveball, they're scrapping the slider in favor of that cut fastball.
Another reason he's done that is to get away from the slider, coming off 2 Tommy John surgeries. They're hoping that'll lessen the stress on that elbow. Tyler Chatwood started the series finale here at Chase Field to open up the year and pitched well. As Bob mentioned, 1 earned run on 7 hits. He went 6 1/3. And what made it really impressive was it was Chatwood's first appearance on a major league mound in nearly 2 full years following his 2nd Tommy John. In fact, it was on this date, April 29th, exactly 2 years ago, when he injured his elbow. That's not good. Right here at Chase Field, coincidentally, starting for the Rockies against the Diamondbacks. He suffered an elbow injury, and then that led to a 2nd Tommy John later that July.
You talk to Rockies people about Tyler Chatwood, they'll tell you the outing he had against the Cubs at Wrigley Field a couple of starts ago is about as good as he could possibly be. Went 7 innings, gave up only 2 hits to that loaded Cub lineup, shut him out for 7 innings.
Struck out 7, beat John Lester in that ball game. Goldie heads in for a second, and he's in there.
Always alert for that ball in the dirt. Paul Goldschmidt sees that ball hit right in front of Nick Hundley, who did a nice job of blocking it. It rolled right out there behind the left-handed batter's box, but Goldie got such a good jump he beat the throw to second.
Hundley off the DL just a couple of days ago. He had been on the 7-day concussion DL, the Rockies catcher. So Goldie at second, 2 outs, and a 2-2 count on Peralta. Roller right to DJ LeMahieu. Chatwood strands the 2-out walk. No score here at Chase Field. Hey fans, customize your own ticket package with the D-backs mini plan. Choose from big games including the Yankee series in May, the Dodgers series in June, or All-American weekend in July. You can join the evolution this season. Get your tickets now at dbacks.com. We've got Star Wars night May 14th. You can get the Star Wars soft style t-shirt courtesy of Cox Communications as Ryan Rayburn leads off the inning for the Rockies. That's coming up May 14th. This is Dennis Lamb in our booth here modeling the Star Wars soft style t-shirt. But Dennis, he's got all the swag, as it were, that we're handing out here on Memorial Day weekend. We're giving away the D-backs mesh pool bag and barbecue apron. That's May 16th through the 18th. This is really went a lot better in rehearsal. Get your tickets now at dbacks.com. But I noticed, Dennis, you have another item there that we're not. Well, I guess we're giving it away, just not on that day. This is a cake that the Lamb family, BB, has presented to you.
Wow.
Congratulating you on Michael's twins that were born yesterday.
Playing in double time. Very nice. Thank you so much. That is outstanding.
3-0 on Ryan Rayburn. Well, it's social media night. There's a walk. So hold on, Dennis. Let me get a picture here. You got to spin it around. There you go.
Didn't they have a bigger cake?
Yeah. All right, I'm going to take a photo. We'll tweet this out. Let me get Dennis in the shot. This is big time broadcasting right here. Nice. That's beautiful.
All right.
That's a great looking cake.
Very
BB
nice.
playing the guitar on there.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'll tweet that out during a commercial.
Well, thank you, Dennis, and everybody else that was involved. That's awfully nice of you.
Gerardo Parra. There's a card, too.
Yeah.
286 and 2 homers for Gerardo Parra. No Cargo in the lineup tonight for Walt Weiss against the lefty Robbie Ray. It is Rayburn, Blackman, and Parra in the Rocky outfield, left to right.
It looks like everybody on the crew assigned this card. Thank you so much, everybody.
Well, we have a great crew. We really do. They're great about stuff like that.
How about Kevin Kellogg? How about Kevin Kellogg? Way to go, Grandpa. A doubleheader victory. Nicely done.
Kevin's tops. Oh, and 2. You're going to share the cake, right? Or are you just taking that
Not
home?
a chance.
Yeah, I was a little worried about that.
I'm going to get a 20-gallon jug of milk and go to work.
0-2 on Parra. Keep an eye on Rayburn over there. Parra homered in the Rockies game against the Pirates Wednesday. That was the last time they played. Their game versus Pittsburgh yesterday got rained out. Reaches out and lifts it to Tomas, backing up in left field. One away in the second.
Well, speaking of the Twins, I just got a text from my son Michael. They're watching from the hospital. The girls are tuned in. They're D-backs fans, whether they know it or not.
Well, you're going to have to shower them with D-backs gifts.
If I could get the stuff off of Dennis, I could just.
Well, yeah, Dennis. Nick Hundley, 258, a home run. Nick missed 10 games earlier this month, as we mentioned, following baseball's concussion protocol. Took a hard foul ball off the mask April 13th in a game against the Giants and just came back not too long ago. And he is, of course, the U of A Wildcat.
I heard that somewhere.
The obligatory U of A reference there. I like to give everybody their credit where credit is due.
Sure, sure.
There's another U of A Wildcat. He did pretty well there. On the all-time Pac-12 team, quite an honor for Chip Hale. 1-1 on Hundley.
Yeah, you could win a lot of games with that Pac-12 All-Star team.
Crazy. Oh, this is I've got a piece of the cake. This looks like a marble cake, I guess, right? Looks good. One and 2. Robbie Ray trying to work around a leadoff walk. They've got Rayburn hung up. He saw the ball in the dirt and took off. And he's back safely. Toby Basner, the first base umpire. Glenn Sherlock on the phone with Alan Campbell, the video coordinator.
Looks like Rayburn tried to do the same thing that Paul Goldschmidt did. However, Wellington Castillo got on that ball so quickly that Rayburn just out there in no man's land. See him veer to the outfield side of the baseline, and Goldie's feet kind of get tangled up. Can't get the tag back there in time. He can smile now, but for a few seconds there, his heart was beating 1,000 miles an hour, caught in between first and second base.
2-2 on Nick Hundley. No challenge from the Diamondbacks. Missed inside. He's not been able to locate in there the way he'd like, and it's a full count, 3-2. Second 3-ball count in this inning for Robbie Ray. He had 2 3-ball counts in the first inning. 31 pitches so far, only 16 strikes. Called strike 3. Paul Emmel rings him up. Second strikeout for Robbie.
Well, it's a nice pitch by Robbie Ray. He just come in there with a 4-seam fastball, and this time tries a 2-seamer with a little bit of tailing action. Got it close enough to the inside corner to get the call.
In the vicinity. DJ LeMahieu, the second baseman. 310 and a pair of homers, and both those home runs came right here at Chase Field in the first series of the year. He was 6 for 10 in that series against the Diamondbacks. Homered twice, drove in 4. LeMahieu really effective when he goes the other way. He rarely pulls the ball. Almost everything is to right and right center. Behind in the count again, 2-0. The pitcher Chatwood on deck. 17 balls, 17 strikes for Robbie Ray. Tries it to right center. Here comes Co, and he runs it down in the gap. Nice play by Chris Owings. And Robbie Ray strands that leadoff walk. There's cake in the booth, everybody.
Rockies, Jody Jackson with you here from Chase Field, where it is Diamondbacks social media night. And earlier today I saw Steve Berthiaume doing the chat. Okay, so we're jumping on with it. It's going to be hashtag Ask Jody during tonight's game. If you have questions for me, I got a couple already for BB. You can send those over too. That's fine with me. So I don't know if are we gonna show any of the tweets. Thank you all for chiming in. I've gotten a few already, answered a few questions. So it's been a lot of fun. Not only was there a chicken wing eating contest, guys, but I don't know exactly what that had to do with social media, but it was fun nevertheless to be part of that during the pregame.
I can tell you it's a cake eating contest up here right now.
I know. I'm just talking to let you guys have a couple more bites of cake. So.
Yasmani Tomas leads off the second against the Rockies' Tyler Chatwood. Well, we got a lot to celebrate up here. New twin girls. And you're not, from what I understand, done yet, right?
No, my daughter Lacey that lived back in Chicago, she has a 2-year-old and is expecting her second little girl in October.
So you're going to be up to 4.
Man, we are going to be outvoted in every family discussion.
4 granddaughters.
Oh, Lordy. Love them. Love them.
You are blessed.
The newest, of course, Savannah Kate and Scarlett Joan. The middle names are after the 2 mothers.
Very nicely done.
Very nicely done.
How's Michael holding up?
Michael's doing okay. Alyssa's doing great.
Tomas bounces it up the middle and by Story into center field. Yasmani Tomas, El Tanque. A leadoff single.
I'm sure they would want me to thank the great people at Scottsdale North Hospital or Scottsdale Shea, especially their primary nurse, Madeline. I think that's her name. I'm so confused.
Well, that's what happens to grandpas.
Well, you know who you are, and you're doing a great job, and we do appreciate it.
We're going to get into beef mode here with Wellington Castillo back in the lineup tonight after the day off yesterday. 290 and 6 home runs. Wellington over his last 10 games, 6 homers and 12 RBIs. And he got a well-deserved day off last night. That Ruby De La Rosa Chris Herman battery, BB, seems to really be working out well. Those two were in tandem last night. Ruby was sensational.
Oh, he was fantastic. I mean, we always knew it was in there. We'd like to see it every start, but boy, for one night, Ruby De La Rosa nearly unhittable. 7 innings of 2-hit shutout baseball, a career high 10 punch-outs.
Now I know you were watching Webby and I while you were holding the grandkids, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Had the game on there.
Trying to explain the subtleties of the double switch, but I don't think the girls are quite up to speed yet.
Neither are some managers, but that's another show. Short right field. LeMahieu drifting out there, but Parra's got to be on. One away.
Not quite that time of night. Maybe another inning. We'll have that gray sky that is so hard for fielders to pick up pop-ups. Still enough contrast. Parra with no problem with that fly ball to right field that time.
Well, here's the man of the hour lately, Brandon Drury. He has homered in each of his last 2 games. 311 now and 3 home runs. And we have watched him get more and more dangerous up there as his playing time has increased. And now they're at the point where even Chip Hale admitted last night they have to find a spot for this young man. The bat is on fire right now.
Big breaking ball from Adam Wainwright got banged out of here to left field. And then last night against Michael Wacha, the first home run that Wacha had surrendered this year.
445 feet to the second deck out there in left. With Brandon down here 0-2. And over his last 10 games, Brandon Drury hitting .385 with 9 extra base hits and 7 RBIs. He has just been crushing the ball.
You know what I really like? Eye black for a night game.
It's a game face. He's also scored 7 runs over that 10-game span. He's a hitter. And to his credit, he's really helped Chip Hale find spots to get that bat in the lineup. Monday against the Cardinals, Brandon started at third base. Wednesday, he started in right field. He was in left field last night. Tonight, he's starting at second base. And you can see the difference when he's in the lineup every day. And a lot for a kid who's just 23 and was on an opening day roster for the first time in his life a few weeks ago. Pops this one up into that light sky. LeMahieu at second. It's breezy up there. You get the ball up that high in the air, it gets into that wind. It's a breezy night here. 2 down for Chris Owings now. And CO back out there in center. Singled, walked, and stole a base last night in the win over the Cardinals. He's hitting .277.
We'd have to talk to some of the defenders on the field, but I think these are probably the toughest conditions that this ballpark plays in. You got the roof wide open, and why not? It's a beautiful, comfortable night here, but it is a little bit breezy, and the panels are closed. So the wind gets down inside the bowl and swirls around. We had a shot the other night of the 2 flags in center field blowing different directions. I think this is probably the toughest conditions that players will have defensively.
Been windy here all this week. We've had some swirling winds in the ballpark for most of this homestand. And of course, we saw how it started with that game against the Pirates last Friday when the ball was flying out of here.
I had never seen it quite like that. I mean, this ballpark is a hitter's haven under any circumstances, but that Friday night game against the Pirates was crazy.
Tomas takes off. The throw from Hundley is in time. They got him. Yasmani Tomas caught stealing. That ends the second. Randy Johnson, he must have heard there was cake in the booth. He'll join us next.
Third inning. While we have a quick moment here, let's take a look at our Geico legacy moment. Roger Clemens became the very first pitcher in major leagues to strike out 20 batters in a 9-inning game. Well, we know somebody else that did that.
Why? Who would that be?
Well, this guy's sitting between us.
Randy Johnson, welcome. It's always great to have you here.
Well,
Thanks for stopping by.
Sure.
Did you get some cake? Bob didn't offer you any, did he?
Yeah, he didn't offer me. It's coming. Here it comes.
Here comes Dennis Lamb.
Talk to the caterer back there.
He's our host.
There's the cake. People.
Tyler Chatwood, the pitcher, opens up the Rockies' third inning against Robbie Ray. What have you been up to lately? I saw You earlier today selling tickets.
I was in the box office handing out, well, actually, I guess they consider it will call. People were picking up and buying tickets for today's game. Today is social media day at the ballpark, and I've been here since about 2 o'clock and found myself going to places that I've never been in the 8 or 9 years that I played here. One of them would be high above the clock right out there in center field.
You walked out on that thing?
Well, I wouldn't call it walking. I'd call it more like crawling.
Now, this is you earlier.
Yes, they're
at the Wilco window.
Selling some tickets to a couple from Seattle. They recognized me from my Seattle days.
How about
They didn't
that,
say
huh?
anything about my Diamondback days. I think you were the pitcher in Seattle. Well, I was, and I also pitched here a little bit too.
You know, the 4 Cy Youngs. I guess that didn't register, huh?
But it's been a lot of fun. Social media day. I'm on Instagram because of my photography and helping out the Diamondbacks, kind of taking over their Instagram, their social media, posting some pictures throughout the course of the day and having fun with it.
That's awesome.
And congratulations, Grandpa.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that.
Charlie
What does
Blackmon.
that feel like?
Well, once you get over the initial feeling of being called Grandpa and all that entails, it's wonderful. I mean, it's the best.
Yeah.
Base hit for Blackmon. He knocks it into left. A 1-out single. Second hit for the Rockies.
That's what it feels like to be a grandpa. What's it feel like to strike out 20 guys in a game?
That was a really, really special feeling. And I'd actually come close a couple of times in Seattle where I'd struck out 19 2 times within a matter of 3 or 4 starts. One game I had lost against the Oakland A's, and McGuire hit a ball off me when Tony was the manager in the Kingdome. And if the back wall of the facade there wasn't there, it would have went out of the stadium. Another game where I struck out 19 was a game against the Chicago White Sox. And I'd done both of those games in 8 innings, and I was actually trying to strike out batters going out there for the 9th inning. And it just doesn't, it's not that easy. Striking out, I mean.
Well, you make it look easy.
Well, you know, and there's certain players that make hitting home runs look easy too. But
yeah, you're right.
When you're actually trying to do something, it becomes rather difficult. But feel extremely fortunate to, you know, that game went into extra innings.
Right, right.
You know, and then there was the controversy whether it was truly a, you know, 20 innings, 9-inning game for me, whether they would record it that way because it wasn't the game wasn't officially decided in 9 innings. So, anyways.
Picky.
Yeah, I don't even remember those days anymore. I've moved on.
Randy, I know you've worked a lot with Robbie Ray. A tall lefty who throws hard, not as tall as you obviously, but there are a lot of similarities there. Tell us about Robbie Ray and where he is in his evolution as a pitcher in your mind.
Well, I have seen Robbie, and I saw him last year when he was in Reno. That's when I first met him. I didn't see many of his pitching performances when he was with Detroit, but I'd heard a little bit about it. I personally would just like to see all of the pitchers, not just Robbie, but all the pitchers. And there's not too many games that I've missed this year. I've been to the ballpark a lot. I've been to a lot of spring training games.
It's been great having you around all the time.
And I've seen a lot of the games like De La Rosa last night. I just want to see our pitchers be a little bit more aggressive.
Well,
They all have great stuff.
You got that from Ruby last night, big time.
You did.
Yeah.
And I want him to know that you can pitch like that all the time. You know, you have the capability. You did, and against a great hitting team, St. Louis. So, and you're not going to. You have to understand that too. But you have the ability to. You have to go out there with that mindset and want to. You have to want to do that every 5th day. And I know it's easier said than done because I was in those shoes too, where it took me a while to see that I could do these things that I could do, and then I just wanted to go out and do that. And you have to remember, people that are watching the game and listening, that this is a young pitching staff.
Right.
Outside of Greinke and Shelby, you know, the age really drops off.
Yeah, Robbie's only 24 years old. We forget that.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's a little bit of a learning curve, if you will. But the biggest thing is they just need to be more aggressive. All of them have great stuff. There's no denying that. But in today's game, I think pitching is a little bit more difficult now than it was when I was pitching.
Why so?
Well, I just think a lot of pitchers throw harder. It's not too surprising to see someone throw 95, 97 coming out of the bullpen or a starting pitcher, whereas when I was doing it, you know, there was only a handful of pitchers in both leagues that were, you know, doing that. Now it's pretty common. You can't throw inside without causing controversy or bench clearing brawls. So you don't get to throw inside and get a hitter off base that much, off the plate that much. The strike zone has got considerably smaller with Quest Tech in the game, the K zone. So I just think that everything's lined up more for a hitter to be successful than a pitcher. So it's extremely hard for a pitcher to be successful in today's game with a smaller strike zone. You can't pitch inside, and everybody, all the hitters now see 95. So you have to have something special to get a hitter out with.
Yeah, you in your day were extra special partly because of your velocity, but now your point is well taken. It's sort of average. We see 95 all the time.
Well, and so hitters see that, so it's nothing out that they don't see anymore, you know. So, but I do like Robbie.
What do you like about him?
I like his ability to go out there, want the ball, and the one thing that I talked to him a little bit about was he's still trying to find some of his off-speed stuff. At least he was in spring training. But what I'd like to see him do is get hitters out earlier in the count. His biggest
more efficient.
Be more pitch efficient.
Gotcha.
He didn't go into the games deep last year, and so therefore it put a little bit of a strain on the bullpen.
So how do you get more efficient?
Well, you have to throw more strikes. You have to be ahead in the count, first pitch strikes, and then be able to put a hitter out when it's 0-2, 1-2, 1-1, instead of going full count, 2-2, and then the guy fouls off 2 or 3 pitches.
And that's exactly what's happened here. He had Story 0-2. It's full count 3-2. He's fouled off a bunch of pitches in this at bat. Now the whole thing has gotten extended.
Well, not only that, but now he has to throw a strike. The hitter knows that as well. And so he's going to be swinging. He's going to be taking aggressive swings, whereas he may not be taking that aggressive of a swing. It might be more of a defensive swing if he was ahead in the count 0-2, 1-2.
And now he's about to throw his 10th pitch of this at bat right here.
Well, and that's enough for a whole inning.
Yeah, you're right.
You know, and so that's what I want to see him get better at. Be a little bit more aggressive and be better with his pitches, more efficient with his pitches.
What does that mix tell you right there? The balls and the strikes. 22 balls, 29 strikes.
Well, he's throwing. He's not getting ahead in the count. You know, he's pitching even in the count or behind in the count a lot. And here we are at full count, and he's throwing his 11th pitch right now.
All 4. So he loses Story his second walk.
And if I was to tell him these things, I would be speaking from experience.
Well, you didn't really quote unquote figure it out until you were 29 years old.
There you go. So that's where I'm saying there's a learning curve. But all I'm trying to do with some of the young pitchers in the minor leagues and some of the young kids here is quicken that process up, you know, by speaking through experience that I had. You have to, and it's a physical thing. It's not just telling them and going and then they go do it. It's a physical thing. You have to be able to go and do it now. But these are the things that you have to do to be successful. You have to pitch ahead in the count. You can't get behind the count, full count, or 2-0. Hitters are going to be aggressive. And if I was hitting, I would be swinging aggressively, because I know now you have to throw a strike.
Right.
You don't have to be a rocket scientist to understand that. You have to pitch ahead the count to be successful in this game.
So when they do physically go out there and do it, is that when the buy-in starts and then they start to believe in themselves like you were talking about earlier?
Look at Ruby's game yesterday. He pitched ahead in the count, and he had a lot of, I think he had 10 strikeouts in 7 innings yesterday.
Career high 10.
He was ahead in the count a lot too, 0-2, 2-2, and now hitters are taking a defensive swing opposed to, an aggressive swing where they're ahead in the count, say 2-0, 3-2, where a pitcher has to throw a strike.
Want to know on Nolan Arenado.
And I speak from experience because I walked the league 20, 25 times, at least 25 times I led the league in walks. So And that was my biggest downfall. Until I could comprehend and grasp and actually be able to go pitch ahead in the count, I didn't become successful. But when I did, then it became a little bit more fun and a lot more interesting.
1-1.
Well, this game today for Robbie Ray is a perfect example of the 11 hitters he's faced. He's gone 3 ball counts on 5 of them.
Yeah, I mean, it's easy to see these things based on having played the game or any fan having been around the game long enough. We can dissect the pitcher, but you have to go out and do it. And you can tell someone what they need to do, and he already probably knows what he needs to do. It's a matter of being able to do it, and that's not always an easy thing. It took me a long time with my mechanics, and that's one reason why I didn't throw a lot of strikes and was always pitching behind in the count. So there is a learning curve. You have to be patient, but I do like this rotation. I like all 5 starters, what they bring to the table.
There was
It's a long year.
Oh, it sure is. And we were telling ourselves that on the first homestand when the Rockies came in here, hit a bunch of home runs, and then so did the Cubs. And there was.
This is a hit.
Well, I was going to ask you about the ballpark, because a lot of people are saying it's the ballpark. Let me tell the fans
that don't understand. This is a hitter's ballpark. This is not a pitcher-friendly ballpark. I pitched here 8 years.
What makes it a hitter's ballpark?
Winds that blow out to the outfield. Small right field, left field lines.
Right.
And just it's more conducive for hitting than it is pitching. A pitcher-friendly ballpark would have been back in any ballpark in the 80s.
Gotcha.
A pitcher-friendly ballpark in today's game, and there's still a few, maybe a handful, but the one that comes to mind that I love pitching in is Dodger Stadium. The ball doesn't fly there at night because you got the heavy air there, and it's a big ballpark, 335 down the lines.
Big strikeout
you got
for Robbie right there.
Go.
So how do you succeed then pitching in this hitter's ballpark?
Well, I don't know, because I gave up my share of home runs here, and Bob can attest to that. And then I didn't learn because my whole career has been pitching in hitter-friendly ballparks. I pitched 10 years in Seattle, the Kingdome. That was a hitter-friendly ballpark. So I gave up my share of home runs. It was feast or famine. Not everybody's a strikeout pitcher. Brandon Webb comes to mind. A great sinker ball pitcher. Didn't give up a lot of home runs unless you elevate the pitch. But if you're a fastball pitcher and pitching knee high and you don't have sink on the ball, well, the ball is going to be elevated, and it doesn't take much. I mean, Herman yesterday got out on his front foot and hit the ball out almost above the pool.
Scooped it, as Brandon Webb said.
Yeah, and I didn't think it was going to be hit that far. And so for whatever reason, and I'm glad that I'm not pitching anymore, the ball seems to be traveling a lot better these days than it was when I was here. Not that I didn't give up my share of home runs, but I'm just, there's been balls hit that didn't seem like they'd be home runs and they were going out.
He did not go. Toby Bassner down there at first. It's 2-0 on Mark Reynolds with Blackmon at second and Story at first. 2 outs here in the third. Talking to Randy Johnson, Hall of Famer, who was with us on D-Backs social media night tonight at the ballpark.
It's a big ballpark, don't get me wrong, but the ball travels here.
Elevations. It's second in elevation behind only Coors Field.
And I think you got the dry air here as well. And then when you open up the roof and possibly the panels, sometimes you get these wind currents that come through, and the ball tends to go into a stream out in left center or right center, but nothing ever from the pitcher's mound to home plate.
Blowing into home.
I don't know how to. Why couldn't we ever get something like that working?
The only place they ever had that was the Metrodome, right? Where they used to turn the fans on and have the wind blow in or out.
See, the hitters got everything going their way.
Well, here's another example, Randy. Robbie Ray gets the strikeout of Arenado. He's got 2 outs, but immediately he goes 3-0 on Mark Reynolds. And he's right back in trouble.
Well, and Mark, and then you can't throw him a fastball because he's a fastball hitter. Well, he threw him a fastball and got it by him.
94. Well, he's got that
when you're
extra
a fastball, but when everybody's a fastball hitter, but Mark is primarily, having played with him, he's primarily a fastball hitter. If you're throwing a fastball on a fastball count and the hitter knows that, there's a good chance that something most likely not good is going to happen.
Well, here we go on 3 and 2.
If he had any confidence in a breaking ball, I would throw a breaking ball here. Fastball, foul ball.
Got it up. Well, that's been the progression with Robbie Ray, and we've read a lot and talked a lot about it, trying to get him to believe in the slider and the changeup, which at times, Randy, I think looked very good. Not consistently, but he's had moments where both those pitches have worked well for him.
Well, and I think that's why De La Rosa pitched really well yesterday. First of all, he was ahead in the count, but he was able to throw everything when he wanted to throw it. You know, and that's what you have to have. You have to have. There you
got him. 2 big strikeouts for Robbie Ray. Can you hang around another few outs?
Sure.
We'll be back with Randy Johnson right after this. Chase Field, the Rockies and the D-backs, Steve Berthiaume, Bob Brenly, and Hall of Famer Randy Johnson along the way. You can take your selfie with the big unit. We have the actual guy here in our booth back with us for the bottom of the 3rd. Your good luck. Robbie Ray got a couple of big strikeouts there.
Well, he did. I hope he's around until the 6th or 7th inning, but pitching behind the count, he needs to be more pitch efficient so he's in the game, deeper in the game, so he's around to alleviate pressure off the bullpen, so he's also around to be where a decision is made and be there. That's what his job is, and have a good day of work. You know, you don't want to have a good day. You don't want to have 7 innings of pitches that you've thrown in 5 innings.
CO lifts it along the right field line. Here comes Gerardo Parra, foul ground, and it's in and out of the glove.
I truly believe young pitchers just need to pitch well and see that they can pitch well, and hopefully that just instills in them that yes, it's difficult, but I can do this. You know, I think that's the biggest thing for a young pitcher, to come up here, get hitters out, and see they can do it. And then you start dissecting, well, what does a pitcher need to do that? Well, all the basics that we've already been talking about: pitching ahead in the count, be pitch efficient, being able to hold runners on, and various things like that. But the biggest thing, especially in spring training, is not being in awe of trusting your stuff, not being in awe of who you're facing. And
this is hit well to right center field. Chris Owings one-hops the wall, and CO has a leadoff double, his 2nd double this year. Driving the bus.
You love it when that number 8 hitter gets an extra base hit to lead off an inning. CO jumping on that high fastball, driving it into that gap in right center, up and over into the RamTrucks.com pool area.
Boy, his bat has really come around. Chris hitting better than .330 over his last 11 games. And now he's got a double to lead off the third. Randy, we're about a month in here. We'll see May by the time this series ends. Here's Robbie Ray. Now, what are your impressions of the first month here, 2016, for the Diamondbacks?
Well, that I like to see them have the same type of performances at home as they did on that last road trip.
7-3 on the 10-game trip.
And it doesn't even need to always be 7-3. You know, you can go 5-5, but obviously they dug themselves in a big hole starting off the season the way they did.
Right.
You know, I think everything will start to smooth itself out. You know, like I said, this is a very young team. They've played together for a few years now. There is high expectations with what they've done and some of the acquisitions, and that's okay. But I do believe that it'll all start with the pitching, and the pitching needs to kind of just go out and have fun and do what they're capable of doing. Everybody in the rotation has pitched at the major league level. Go out and continue to do what you've done while you're here.
How do you think, if at all, the expectation that you mentioned changed the dynamic here for this team this year? Because expectations, you're right, were high. People are excited about this.
And they should be.
Yeah.
I'm extremely excited. I'm excited about this rotation. There hasn't been a rotation. There hasn't been a rotation like this ever in Arizona. Ever.
Hold the phone. Ever. You are.
I've been here since I was here in 99. And what I mean by that is there hasn't been that kind of depth.
Gotcha.
1 through 5.
Gotcha.
That's what I'm talking about. When you can send out someone every 5th day and you feel really good, you know, that you have a great chance to. And it's not to say that. It's not to say that we didn't have good pitching. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that the people that are going out there now.
Every day you've got a chance to win.
Every day and not every organization can honestly say that. But I think that our number 4, number 5 guy in 3 years from now, if they continue to develop, they wouldn't be number 4 or 5 pitchers in a lot of other organizations. That's how good this rotation is. And Corbin coming back after his Tommy John, I believe that he's going to have a big year. I'm a big believer of this rotation. Absolutely. Having pitched for as long as I have, I also understand that they need to settle into their job. Offense isn't going to be a problem, knock on wood. This team can score runs. The pitching just needs to pitch better.
Robbie Ray hits it right back to the mound, and they get the tag at third on Chris Owings after Robbie couldn't quite get the bunt down. Hit it right back to Chatwood that time. They cut down the lead runner.
I don't know, somebody will probably correct me that's listening, but I don't think anybody in the last, 5, 6 years has run away. Maybe San Francisco when they were winning going into the World Series. I don't think anybody in the last few years has really run away with the West. This is a very competitive NL West that we have, and everybody's going to beat up on everybody.
Diamondbacks are only a half game back of the Giants and Dodgers, who were tied for the division lead at the start of play today.
If the season was over in June, then we would, have something else to talk about. But this season is still, 7 months more to go. It's a long year.
What do you think Gene Segura has done for this lineup?
He is. I love hitters like him.
Why?
Because he gets on base. He gets things started. He's got a lot of energy, and I never really talk to hitters much anyways, but now I make a point of saying hi to him when I walk down there. I'm happy to see what a nice addition to this team. Really nice leadoff hitter, hits for power. I don't think you're expecting 15 to 20 home runs from him, but I think he's probably capable of doing that.
He's already got 4 home runs.
But he gets on base, and I think if he understands that kind of what his job is, if everybody just understands what their job is here, I think things are going to start to click a little bit more.
Chased a high fastball, 2
I
and
don't
2.
know. It's so easy for me to sit up here and watch the game after having been retired now six years and kind of.
Well, some guys make a career out of it. Hello.
Well, yeah. Well, I don't know if I want to go that far, but I do enjoy coming up here and, you know.
Shallow left center. Story drifting out there. Blackman coming in. Calls him off. 2 down. Well, you're welcome here anytime. It's great. We could do this for 9 innings.
I enjoy watching the game probably a little bit more now than I did when I actually played it.
Why so?
Well, because I think I was so close to the game. You know, it was, I'm not going to say wears on you, but it's, you know, every day from spring training till the last game or the last postseason game, it's every day. And now I find watching a game very enjoyable. You know, sometimes, you know, looking at what's transpired, and I enjoy watching our rotation pitch, and especially seeing a performance like yesterday, because I think that will do
it's a glimpse of
wonders.
The future.
It'll do wonders for De La Rosa to see, and he's had other performances, maybe not 10 strikeouts, but he's had other good performances like that. So he knows he can do that.
This is another guy right here, Andy. That's a big part of the future, isn't he?
Absolutely.
What do you like about Jake Lamb?
Well, there's so many young kids on this team. With Lamb, Drury.
Let's go around. Segura's only 25, 26.
Yeah, you really can, but they all, Abed, you know, at shortstop, you have just a great nucleus of young, talented players, and I think this is the type of team that you would see in 3-4 years. I know they're playing for now, but in 3-4 years, maybe next year, this year, hopefully, obviously, I'm not saying it's not going to happen, but with the chemistry coming together and more with them gelling together, this is something that really can materialize into something special. But when you start dismantling because things aren't working, because you get off to a slow start and try repiecing things, that's not always the right answer either.
Got to stay the course.
Well, I'm not the owner, but I do believe that you have a lot of young, talented players here. You have a great starting rotation. What more would you want? You play good defense. You do the little things. You have great defense. You're scoring runs. It's just a matter of getting everything flowing.
Well, you guys were rolling, the two of you, with a veteran team. This is a bunch of kids out here, right, Bob?
Oh, yeah. I mean, you know, our team, we had guys that had accomplished a lot in their careers, batting titles, home run titles, gold gloves. But Craig Counsell was the only guy that had a World Series ring, and that's what everybody wanted. And just caught a real veteran team, Gracie included, at a time when they were single-minded in their pursuit of that world championship.
Chatwood strikes out Jake Lamb. Hall of Famer Randy Johnson. Randy, thank you so much for your time. It's great to have you. Make sure you get some cake.
Well, thanks for letting me vent up here.
Anytime.
of the 4th inning. Hey fans, when the D-backs hit a home run tonight, it means a free Jumbo Jack tomorrow at participating Jack in the Box locations with the purchase of a large drink.
Set for the 4th inning. And I guess it's coincidence, maybe irony too, that on a night where we're looking at a potential no-hitter around the major leagues, we had Randy Johnson in here, but right now the Milwaukee Brewers at Miller Park getting no hit by the Miami Marlins. It's the 9th inning. Miami leads 6-0. 2 pitchers have worked for Miami in that game. Ryan Rayburn will not have a no-hitter tonight. That's way out of here. Ryan Rayburn, that's his 4th, and it's 1-0 Rockies. Here we go again with the home runs.
Not the guy you would suspect in this Rockies lineup to hit the first home run of the evening, but it's a fastball down over the heart of the plate, goes down and digs it out.
I was mentioning the Marlins are no-hitting the Brewers. Adam Connolly started that game for Miami. He went 7 2/3, had to come out of the game with 116 pitches. He walked 4, struck out 7. And Jose Urena came on in relief, and that game is still going right now. 6-0 Marlins. Marlins have 10 hits, Brewers have none, and they're in the 9th at Miller Park.
That's the 2nd time this year that a pitcher had a no-hitter going and was taken out late, mostly due to a pitch count.
Yeah, the other one was in LA, the Dodgers. Ross Stripling in his major league debut, in fact, had that.
I was going to ask RJ what he would have done if I tried to take him out in a no-hitter with 7 2/3, but I think I know the answer.
There was also a triple play in that game in Milwaukee. So a crazy night at Miller Park, the Marlins and the Brewers. This one is carved the other way. Tomas in the corner. And he's got it in foul ground. That's the first out. It was the Brewers who turned the triple play in that game, but they're getting no hit. So it's a good news, bad news deal for them. So Robbie Ray got to try and brush that Rayburn homer off. He's got Parra, and now with 1 out, he'll work to Nick Hundley, the catcher, who struck out his first time up. That was the first home run given up this year by Robbie Ray. Well, that's why they got Ryan Rayburn. They felt they needed right-hand power in Colorado. They went out and got Rayburn and Reynolds. Here's some more right-hand power. Hundley gives this a ride, and that ball is gone. So Robbie Ray, who had not given up a home run in 4 starts this year, gives up 2 homers in a span of 3 batters in the 4th, and it's 2-0 Rockies.
Not only had Robbie not allowed a home run before this inning, he'd only allowed 4 extra base hits all season. Rayburn with a towering home run to left. This time Nick Hundley with a line drive. That's what RJ was talking about when he was in here in the booth. That ball in a lot of ballparks in the major leagues is either up against the wall or maybe caught on the warning track.
.70 pitches for Robbie, 39 strikes. DJ LeMahieu flying out in his first at bat. We'll keep an eye on that Brewers Marlins game for you. They are underway, bottom 9. Marlins trying to close out a no-hitter. They have 1 out, bottom of the 9th. Jose Urena back out there in relief. 0-2 on DJ LeMahieu. Well, they always say, at least the people always tell me, it's not solo home runs that beat you. So Robbie Ray's not in too much trouble as of yet. He has walked 2, struck out 5, given up 4 hits, 2 of them home runs. Right to Goldie. 2 down. There have been 293 no-hitters in baseball history. Only 11 combined no-hitters. And the Marlins are working on one right now. And that's a base hit. The no-hitter is over. A little bloop single drops in with 1 out in the 9th inning. And so there is no no-hitter at Miller Park tonight. Jose Urena gives up a base hit, 2 outs away. Jonathan Lucroy, little bloop single. The pitcher, Tyler Chatwood.
Well, the Rockies have clubbed 35 home runs already this year, and a lot of people are saying, well, yeah, but they play half their games at Coors. They've hit 12 here at Chase Field.
That's a lot. Robbie Ray's on it, got to hurry. And he throws out Chatwood to end the inning. But Rayburn and Hundley hit solo shots for Colorado. They lead it 2-0. He's 2-0, bottom 4. And may the force be with the D-backs as they take on the San Francisco Giants for Star Wars night. It's Saturday, May 14th. Get to the ball game early, fans, and you'll get the D-backs Star Wars soft style t-shirt. That's courtesy of Cox Communications. Get your tickets at dbacks.com, and we'll see you here May 14th against the Giants. Bottom 4. Diamondback fans watching their ball club fall behind 2-0. Solo homers by Ryan Rayburn and Nick Hundley in the top of the 4th. And now Goldie leads off the home half against Rockies righty Tyler Chatwood. Diamondbacks with 2 hits against Chatwood so far. Tomas single in the 2nd and an Owings double in the 3rd. He has walked 1, struck out 1. The walk was to Goldie, and he'll lead it off here in the home half of the 4th. The major league leader in walks. And it's the Rockies who have taken the lead on the home runs, but it's the Diamondbacks who lead the major leagues in homers. They've hit 36 this year. Ahead of the Rockies and the Cardinals. That's a lot to contend with. The 2 teams right behind you in the home run race come in here back to back.
Now, we knew the early season schedule was going to be tough for the D-backs, playing a lot of potential postseason opponents. The way the Rockies swing the bats, that's always a challenge to face that offense. Had the Cubbies in here for 4 games.
Yeah, it was a long stretch, but they're 12-12 so far with 3 more left to go here. And then it's on the road, another long road trip coming up. We go to Miami, Atlanta, and then we finish up with 3 at Coors Field against these Rockies. Day off on Monday. Three and 1 on Paul Goldschmidt.
Well, of course, you never take any opponent for granted in Major League Baseball. You know, any given day, that whole deal. But boy, you ought to be able to go into Atlanta and put a whooping on those Braves. They are really scuffling.
That was the plan anyway. And Goldie, who leads the major leagues, has walked twice in 2 plate appearances.
So he'll add to that total. Brings up David Peralta. Well, Goldie's just not seen anything to hit lately at all. He had 1 hit in 4 games in that Cardinal series, and that was the home run.
You know, and to his credit, I mean, he's chased a few pitches out of the zone this year that I think maybe in seasons past he might not have chased. But to his credit, he stays in the zone. You have to throw him a strike most of the time to get him out. He's not going to chase a pitcher's pitch. And ideally, that puts a lot of pressure on that guy out there on the bump in the middle of the field to face the rest of the guys in this Diamondbacks lineup with Goldie on at first base and nobody out.
Nick Hundley wants a word. Rockies will shade toward the right-hand side of the field with Arenado all by himself midway between second and third. Story, the shortstop, behind the second base umpire. That's Jordan Baker out there. You see LeMahieu and Reynolds.
Arenado is the third base version of Nick Ahmed at shortstop.
Well, you nailed that one. That's perfect. You don't see too many teams leave the third baseman over there. Usually it's the shortstop, but the third baseman moves over and plays second. But when you've got a guy like Arenado, you leave him right there, right?
Well, you wonder why you don't play this way all the time. Just let Nolan take everything on the left side.
3 Gold Gloves down there. It's a piece of that. It's 1-2.
Get the freight train on the track. See him hit one that gap in left center field and put his head down and run those bases.
Get your whistle ready.
It's always ready.
There you go. He rolls it away from the shift. And we'll take it. A walk and a single. Open up the Diamondback fourth.
Yeah, you get a horn whistle beating the shift.
You're just looking for any excuse.
Any excuse. That's a nice approach, though. You know, if you're going to play defensively the way the Rockies and most teams do against David Peralta, you find yourself in those 2-strike counts and teams try to go away. That's almost a gimme base hit right there to the left side.
D-backs trying to answer the 2-run Rocky fourth. 2 on, nobody out. Yasmani Tomas singled up the middle his first time up. Getting the start in left field again tonight. Ball 1. Tomas has become a very productive bat in the middle of this lineup. Hitting just under .330 over his last 14 games, including 5 doubles and 5 home runs. Goldie at second, Peralta at first. Nobody out. 2-0.
One of those predictable fastball counts from a guy that doesn't throw a high velocity fastball. Chatwood's usually in the high 80s, low 90s, might touch 92, 93 on a good day. But yeah, 92, 93 is not enough when you find yourself in a 2-0 count. Big league hitters will turn that around.
Bounces the 2-0 up the middle, but hits it right to LeMahieu, and they turn 2. Goldie in at third. They had shaded over that way, as we showed you earlier, and that was tailor-made for the Rockies infield.
And leads LeMahieu right to the bag. Doesn't need to flip it to Trevor Story that time.
So Goldie at third, 2 down for Beef Wellington. Flied out his first time up.
Dodgers are home tonight. They're hosting the Padres. That game scoreless in the third. How about this? The Mets crushed the Giants 13-1 at Citi Field in New York. Jake Peavy had a really rough time of it. You talk about a big inning. The Mets against the Giants had a 12-run third. And Peavy now 1-2 on the year. And here's Nick Hundley. Remember, he was just on the concussion DL. He's got something in his eye. Nick took a hard foul ball off the mask against the Giants in the middle of this month and went on a 7-day concussion DL as part of the protocol. But he's back, been back a couple of days now. But looks to be just some dirt in the eye or something in there.
Occupational hazard. When you sit with your face about 18 inches away from the dirt, and a number of pitches end up in the dirt, and foul balls end up in that dirt.
Well, it's a dirty job.
It's a dirty job.
So he's set to go now. 0-1 on Castillo with Goldie at third and 2 outs. Oh, 0-2. Social media night here at the ballpark. We will not take a commercial break here, BB. Jody Jackson has been feverishly working her cell phone over there on the Twitter. And Jody will answer some questions. As soon as this half inning ends, we will stay right here at the ballpark. And Jody's been over there working the phone. How's it going over there, by the way? You got a few lined up?
It's tiring. It's taxing, you know, but it's fun.
All right.
You're getting to interact with fans. I know you did it earlier today, so.
I did my part. BB,
cool.
we actually got Bob on the Twitter for 10 seconds.
That's right. I saw that.
Yeah, it was a landmark moment in
rare appearance. Good
social
job.
media history. He got on there to say he would not be going on there. Did he go? Well, they call the strike anyway at home plate, says Paul Emmel. So the Diamondbacks, who had the first 2 on in the inning, can't get a run across, and through 4. They trail the Rockies 2-0. And now on social media night, Jody Jackson saunters into the booth here. This is a saunter. So how's this going to work? Now, what have you got on your phone here?
Well, it's interesting. You guys are obviously doing the game, so I kind of took over with this Ask Jody, and I've gotten some interesting questions that I really didn't think a ton about before getting asked on social media. But one is just where do you enjoy sitting? Now, I'm spoiled, of course. I'm usually by the dugout, or I am. Oh, here we go. Best section and area. So obviously you guys know I have a great seat down there. Or
yeah,
I'm
you're
here.
right practically in the dugout.
You know, one time I was out in those home run porches.
Oh, I love those seats.
It's pretty cool because you can see the trajectory of the ball. You know, if you're sitting in the outfield, that's something you don't usually get to see, at least from my perspective, all these years. So it's pretty neat. That was one question. A couple other questions that we got. There's one that I got for you, Bob, which I'll pass along. I know you're excited about that, but this was another one. Favorite ballpark. It's a tough one because there's so many good ones, but AT&T Park, we go there and the games are really intense. It's a great spot. I think you guys agree, except for the Seagulls, of course, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a great atmosphere there. They really do a great job over there in San Francisco.
So many great ballparks. But you know, if I had to choose, and then BB, we had one for you. Of all the things people could ask you, right? And this was about your favorite or memorable ejection. Can you have a favorite ejection of all time?
Your strike zone is big as the world.
Big as the world, and I think it was the hand gesture that I did as I said it that caused Eric Cooper to throw me out. But I loved them all. You know, they're like grandkids. I loved all my ejections equally.
I love it. Steve Rilko, what was your favorite moment of your chat? I know Snake Talk was big there. Diamond Talk.
Yeah, no, Snake Talk is good. My ongoing campaign to call the post-game radio show Snake Talk, like most fans want. But Leo Gilmartin and the Moral Compass, Mike Farron, fight me on that all the time. But the people out there, the people, Jody, they know that it's really called Snake Talk. And that's what matters.
That's what it's all about, is connecting with the people.
They say if you can just reach one person.
Thanks to everyone for chiming in. It's been fun tonight.
Ask Jody with the hashtag and the whole thing on the Twitter. Charlie Blackmon leads off the 5th against Robbie Ray. Thank you, Jody. With the social media.
Get off my broadband.
See, you could have tweeted out a photo of the grandkids yesterday. Well, we kind of did that for you. You could have your staff. A lot of people do that. They have people that just tweet for them. You know, there's an account and it's got a name on it, but some flunkies there sending out your thoughts. We can get you a guy like that. Charlie Blackmon bangs that into right.
I believe the proper term is social media assistant.
Ah, there you go.
Not flunky.
Coordinator, director.
Shortstop, Trevor Story.
Oh, my.
Blackmon, first game off the DL, 2 for 3 with a pair of singles. And now here's trouble. It's Trevor Story, who has not hit a home run. At least not yet, but he has singled and walked. I tweeted out, for instance, on my Twitter, the photo of you and Dennis with your cake, so people can get a look at that. Trevor Story is at it again. There it goes. The rookie shortstop ties the major league record. 10 home runs in April. Jose Abreu of the White Sox 2 years ago, the only other rookie in baseball history to homer 10 times in April.
Ambushes a first pitch fastball this time from Robbie Ray. You see it out there over the plate where he can get his arms extended. I mean, the little bit we've seen of Trevor Story in the early going this season, it seems like he has a hole at his hands inside, off the plate, and up and out over the plate, where he has to reach for it a little bit. But man, you throw it close to that strike zone, he rarely misses it.
104 miles an hour off the bat. He is among the league leaders in terms of exit velocity. He hits it hard, and he's now homered 10 times in his first month in the big leagues. Here's Nolan Arenado, 0 for 2. Shift is on for the Diamondbacks on the left-hand side. Now 4-0 Rockies.
Half of his home runs have come in this ballpark in 3 games plus.
Well, as Randy Johnson said, it's a hitter's park.
And I thought it was interesting, Randy also said, and I agree with him 100%, the fact you can't really indiscriminately knock guys down anymore. Yeah, it used to be if a hitter had good success against a team or against an individual pitcher, you had to regain his respect by pushing him off the plate, maybe drilling him in the back. I think of Junior Spivey and the way Junior owned Greg Maddux. I mean, he had, I believe he had a 5-hit game against Greg Maddux. And the next time Greg Maddux saw him, he hit him right in the middle of the back.
Well, now you do that. It's an international incident. Jake Barrett, just up from the minors, is throwing now in the Sanderson Ford bullpen. Arenado shoots that one foul down the left field line with Robbie Ray creeping up on 90 pitches. He's given up 3 home runs in the last inning and a half after having not allowed a single homer all year. Rayburn and Hundley solo shots in the 4th, and now Story a 2-run homer in the 5th.
Story with 5 home runs here at Chase Field. That's as many as the Atlanta Braves have all season.
Uncle.
And I think it's changed the approach of hitters as well. I mean, we've seen guys when they do get hit by a pitch, get hit on the back arm, get hit in the chest. You know, they're just diving in there, and when the ball's at them, they don't know how to respond to it. They don't know how to react to it to get out of the way, because they're just so aggressively diving in at the plate. And if you get a pitch off the plate inside, you stare at the pitcher for a minute. The umpire jumps out and issues warnings, and that's the end of that. It's really the pendulum in this game tends to swing back and forth and back and forth. And right now, for me, it's all in favor of the hitters.
Arenado gets in on the home run parade, launches one way out of here. Nolan Arenado. That's 10. He ties Story for the league lead, and Robbie Ray has given up 4 home runs. It's 5-0 Rockies. Story and Arenado go back-to-back in the 5th.
A slider that just never really took the break. All those cement mixers.
And that's going to be it for Robbie Ray. He leaves in the 5th. having not retired a hitter in this inning, trailing 5-0. Rockies homers have made it 5-0 Colorado, so that ends Robbie Ray's night. Your Arizona Federal Credit Union pitching change is the right-hander Jake Barrett, recalled from AAA Reno yesterday, his second big league stint with the Diamondbacks this year. And Jake, after making the opening day roster, worked the 7 innings in 6 appearances, 3 runs, 8 hits. He struck out 4.
Jake, one of those guys that figures to be on the shuttle between Reno and the big leagues off and on all summer. Diamondbacks are very fortunate in the fact that they have so many optionable young pitchers that they can call up and down as needed. You know, an extra inning game here, a short start there. These guys are going to find themselves back and forth.
And with the way this rotation has struggled at times to get through 5 or 6 innings, it's been a necessary evil for the Diamondbacks. A rough night for Robbie, his 2nd straight.
Oh, and another factor that reared its ugly head tonight for Robbie, the foul balls. He pitched 4+ innings in the ball game tonight. There were 20 foul balls, a lot of those coming in 2 strike counts to extended bats.
Well, Reynolds has struck out twice so far. 1-2. The baseballs are flying out of Chase Field again here. We have seen this throughout this homestand. Top 2 home run hitting teams in the major leagues right here. So far it's advantage Colorado. They've hit 4. Diamondbacks still with only 3 hits, 2 of them singles. The Rockies certainly tonight don't look like a team that has lost 5 straight in 6 of its last 7. Coming in here 3 games under 500. This is Roldis Segura, the shortstop. Shift is on. Reynolds hits right into it. That's the first out in the 5th. Let's go downstairs to JR, who's with us tonight.
Hey guys, so yesterday I got a chance to speak a little bit to Jake Barrett about getting called up. I asked him, excited? Very. Who's here to see you? Well, grandparents, girlfriend, my best friend. They're here. The rest of them had to work. Then today I got a chance to speak with him again. I said, hey, you might get the call to come up and pitch. Who's here? I said again, everybody had to work, but my grandparents, my girlfriend, and my best friend are here to support me, which is awesome.
Jake on a Desert Ridge High School in Mesa, the ASU Sun Devil. Here's Ryan Rayburn, who homered to lead off the 4th.
Boy, this is a scary stat. The Rockies in 4 games here at Chase Field have scored 25 runs. 23 of those have come via the home run.
Well, we're going to finish the next road trip at their place, so payback.
Yeah,
that was your Valley Honda key to the game, I think.
Yes, it was, and we're not done yet.
That's true.
There's been a lot of games like this already this season where it looks early on, boy, the Diamondbacks can't get anything going with the bats, and the starting pitcher gets knocked out early, and the bullpen comes in and finds a way to put some zeros on the board, and all of a sudden the offense wakes up and we're in the midst of a ball game.
That one got Rayburn. On the hand or the wrist, it appears.
Just what we were talking about a moment ago. The hitter's so anxious to dive in there. Rayburn turns and exposes the entire front of his body. Looked like it caught him on the left hand there, maybe part of the knob of the bat as well at the same time.
He's smiling down there. That's a good sign. Well, maybe it didn't hit him. Guess not. He's shaking his hand like he got hit.
And he keeps looking at his left hand. He's wearing a batting glove. You know, the bruise won't show on the glove.
All right. So we'll continue the at bat. It's a 2-2 count. And there's the strikeout.
There's some good sliders early here from Jake Barrett, a guy that throws really hard, throws a heavy ball, but good downward moving slider right there to get the swing and a miss.
It hit the knob of the bat. So it ends up with a strikeout for Barrett. 2 down now. Gerardo Parra. Parra has twice flied out to left. Robbie Ray could not record an out in the 5th inning. And going deep into the ball games has been such a key for the D-backs lately with their starting pitchers. Since April 15th, Diamondbacks 7-1 when the starting pitcher works at least 6 innings. But Robbie tonight wenches 4+.
Gerardo Parra and that very familiar, very distinctive little hip twist that he does right before swinging the bat. Just keep an eye on that front hip. As Jake Barrett gets ready to deliver the ball, he'll close up his stance and then really rotate those hips.
Right there. Just gets a piece of a 95-mile-an-hour fastball. I would imagine that would slow the whole process down for him because he's got to do that whole wiggle there before he can even start the swing.
It's all about timing. Well, if you're a little bit too fast, you're going to be obviously out in front of some pitches. If you're a little bit too slow, you'll be tardy on those pitches. But apparently when the timing is perfect, he likes it.
He went. Tim Timmons down there at 3rd. 2 strikeouts in the inning for Jake Barrett, but the Rockies get 3 more. They lead it 5-0.
Diamondbacks 5-0 as we head to the bottom half of the fifth. Hey fans, anytime the D-backs score 5 runs or more, Taco Bell is giving away 3 free tacos with the purchase of a large drink between 4 and 6 the following day at participating locations.
Home half of the fifth. Diamondbacks have led off with base runners in the second, third, and fourth innings, but have yet to get a run across against Tyler Chatwood. So it's Brandon Drury's turn now as we start the bottom of the fifth. 5-0 Rockies. They have hit 4 home runs. And Tyler Chatwood giving the Rockies just what they needed, which is same thing the Diamondbacks were looking for, a strong starting pitching performance. So far he's given up only 3 hits. Rockies' last homestand just tore up their pitching staff. They lost Jorge De La Rosa to an injury. They played a 12-10 game there against the Dodgers at Coors Field. They played 12 innings against Pittsburgh, and now they begin a stretch of 20 straight games without a day off as Chatwood strikes out Drury. 20 straight. They don't have a day off again until May 12th, Colorado. And their pitching staff right now is a mess. So this guy's really stepping up big time tonight. Chris Owings. CO doubled to the gap in right center his first time up. Breaking ball misses. Ball 1. Well, CO got off to a slow start at the plate. He was hitting 192 for the year at one point on the last road trip. That's when we were in San Diego. But since then, he has really been a productive bat in this lineup. Last dozen games, he's hit over 330 with 4 extra base hits. Really coming along. He's ahead 3 balls and no strikes, looking for base runners here. Pitcher spot is due up next for the Diamondbacks, and it looks like Phil Gosselin is out of the on deck circle. There's Phil. Bullpen is busy. There's a strike. Randall Delgado warming up in the Sanderson Ford bullpen. Randall among the major league leaders in terms of innings pitched by relief pitchers. He's already worked a lot this year. CO drives that deep to center. He's on that one again. It rolls all the way to the wall. And Owings has a double. His second double tonight and his 3rd this year.
Charlie Blackmon out there in center saying, make up your mind. Chased him into the gap in right center with his double back in the 3rd inning. This time he pulls it a little bit to the left to straightaway center. Blackmon was shading him over to the gap in right center. Yeah, he's driving that bus.
And that's the guy, Bob, that we saw before the shoulder injury a couple of years ago. This is the Chris Owings who tore up the Coast League not too long ago. The guy that hits balls in the gaps and down the lines. Phil Gosselin, 286 with a homer. To Story, steps on the bag, doubles off Owings, a big time hang with him, and it's still 5-0 Colorado. 5-0 Colorado as we start the 6th inning. Something to smile about, brought to you by Cricket Wireless. Social media night here at the ballpark. And, well, BB, you and I are big selfie people. We know that. We love the selfies, and they're flooding in here from all over the ballpark.
Oh, why not? You know, Jody was talking earlier, where's your favorite place to watch a ball game here at Chase Field? A lot of great seats, as we talked about at the time, and some of those fans are tweeting out their shots from their favorite seats.
New pitcher for the Diamondbacks, Randall Delgado, already with a dozen appearances this year. He's thrown 15 innings in relief, and his ERA is over 6.5.
Diamondbacks relievers sneaking up on 100 innings pitched this year already. They have a sizable lead over the Pirates and the Rockies. 96 1/3 innings pitched coming into tonight.
That cannot continue,
no,
right?
No.
That's got to change. Ryan Rayburn has been part of the offensive explosion for the Rockies. Rayburn got it started in the 4th, and then Hundley homered right after him in the 4th. 2 batters later, and now here's Hundley to lead off the 6th. The other homers by Story and Arenado back-to-back in the 5th inning. All 4 home runs off Robbie Ray, who had not given up a single homer this year before tonight. Been a bit of a struggle for Randall this year. 15 innings of work. He has 15 strikeouts, but he's been getting hit more frequently than ever before in his career. Some of it might be the workload. 2-1 to Hundley. One of Hundley's former teams, the Padres, at Dodger Stadium this weekend. San Diego leads LA 1-0 in the 5th right now. Giants 13-1 losers at Citi Field in New York against the Mets. Full count, 3-2. First. That's 4 up, 4 down for the Diamondback bullpen in relief of Robbie Ray. And now here's the second baseman, DJ LeMahieu, who's 0 for 2.
Second baseman, DJ LeMahieu.
This guy's become a really good player. I know you've watched him, Bob, for a long time. He came up in the Cubs system, but last year top 10 in the league in hitting. He was an all-star. He previously won a Gold Glove. Just does a lot of things well, it seems.
And a really well-schooled player. He went to LSU, and most of the guys that come out of that program know how to play the game. They know the nuances of their position and what everybody else on the field is doing while they're chasing down a ground ball or trying to track down a pop-up. He's just a very alert, aware player.
And Walt Weiss can hit him anywhere in the lineup, and often does. He'll lead off, he'll bat second, he'll bat 8th like he is tonight. You can put him anywhere.
His approach is usually to hit the ball to the opposite field, but every now and then he'll pick his spots and look to turn on one. For a big guy, doesn't hit for as much power as you might anticipate, but he sacrifices that power for the high average, high on base percentage.
6'4", 215 up there. Gene Segura at shortstop. The throw pulls Goldie off the bag, but he gets the tag on LeMahieu. For the second out, Gene Segura. That's our Chaz Roberts air conditioning cool play of the game. The start at shortstop tonight.
Well, if you're going to fill in for Nick Ahmed at short, you have to make some Gold Glove type plays, and Gene Segura does right there. Nice diving stop. The tailing throw pulled Goldie off the bag, but plenty of time to apply that tag for the out.
Two down for the pitcher Tyler Chatwood, who's 0 for 2. I think Steve Gilbert just made a tremendous play in the press box here, which would be a first for Steve.
Well, I saw it now.
It wasn't as overstating.
It kind of bounced.
All right.
You know, deflected and popped right up in front of him.
That sounds more likely.
But he caught it, you know.
Well, he's a fantasy camper, Steve. He goes to a fantasy camp in the Diamondbacks every year. Segura behind the bag. Two nice plays in the inning for Gene Segura. Delgado works a 1-2-3-6. Diamondbacks trail at 5-0.
Hey fans, when the D-backs win, you win at Papa John's. The day after every Diamondbacks win, you get 50% off your regular menu price online order at Papa John's. Enter promo code D-backs50 at papajohns.com.
Time to get it going. Diamondbacks with only 4 hits. They're on the wrong end of a 5-0 score. Tyler Chatwood has done very well for the Rockies so far. He's walked 2, struck out 3. He'll work to the top of the order. Gene Segura, Jake Lamb, Paul Goldschmidt, 1, 2, and 3 in the Arizona 6th inning. Segura 0 for 2 so far. He's twice flat out. First of 3 tonight against these Rockies to close out the 10-game homestand. Then a day off on Monday before a long road trip. We'll go to Miami, Atlanta, and finish up against these guys in Colorado. Zach Greinke goes tomorrow night. Shelby Miller on Sunday. There's Zach. Rockies, as we mentioned, lost Jorge De La Rosa to an injury this week, so they've scrambled their rotation a bit. Chris Russell will start tomorrow against Greinke, and Chad Bennis goes Sunday against Shelby Miller. Segura comes in with an 8-game hitting streak. Kept that streak going with an 8th inning double last night. Ooh, that one got him right in the grill.
Reached out there for that slider off the plate away and pounded it down into the dirt at home plate. Came right back up and caught him on the right cheek, it appeared. Wow. It's the second time that's happened in about a week. Somebody else did that not too long ago.
Because they had like a baseball mark in their cheek from the seams. Nick Ahmed, I think it was. Yeah. Good call by the boys in the truck. Segura takes that one. It's 1-2. Gene still leading the major leagues in hits. He's at 340 on the year right now.
A couple of real nice defensive plays by Jean Segura in that last half inning. You'd like to think maybe you carry a little momentum over here offensively and jumpstart this inning.
Able to hold up there, and it's full count, 3-2. Chatwood now over 80 pitches. Coming off 2 Tommy Johns, he's not as restricted by a pitch count as you might think. Chatwood has thrown 95 pitches in a start twice already, and threw exactly 100 2 starts ago when he was brilliant against the Cubs at Wrigley Field. So he's not too far away from where any pitcher would typically be regarding a pitch limit. Segura works a leadoff walk. Third walk issued by Tyler Chatwood. That'll bring up Jake Lamb.
Segura with a rare walk there, his 3rd of the season.
Yeah.
Third baseman, Jake Lamb.
Well, maybe that's how the rally gets started.
We certainly have seen the Diamondbacks on this homestand more than capable of the big inning. But you don't have to get all 5 back at once. Lamb is flat out struck out 0 for 2. Just get things started. And Jake's another guy who's shown a very patient approach at the plate. His walk rate has improved significantly this year. That's how they'll play him defensively. You see the shortstop Story right behind the second base bag. Arenado all by himself on the left-hand side. Jake's walk rate now right about where it was throughout his minor league career. At the same time, has really cut down on his strikeout rate. So his on-base percentage this season up over 390. Which is one of the things you're looking for from your 2-hole hitter. A spot that has really been a good fit. Two and one.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see the lineup tomorrow with Chris Russin, a left-hander, pitching for the Rockies. We've seen Chip occasionally pull the plug on Jake Lamb against a tough lefty. David Peralta occasionally has had a seat against a tough lefty.
I think last time he sat them both. Lifted in the air, left center field. Blackmon coming in. Far away. Lamb 0 for 3. Here's Goldie, who has walked twice so far. He's not been giving Goldschmidt anything to hit so far in 2 at-bats. We'll see how they pitch to Goldie right here. Rockies bullpen will start to get busy. A first pitch strike, it's 0-1.
Well, the way most people pitch to Goldie is you either hit your spot and get a called strike like he was able to with that first pitch breaking ball right on the outside corner, or miss in your favor.
Jumps ahead 0-2.
Very hittable pitch right there. Man, 85 right down the middle of the plate.
90 pitches, 51 strikes for Tyler Chatwood. Missed on the 0-2.
Well, he got the called strike on the first pitch out there, so he thought he might try it one more time, and it looked like he dropped that one right near the very first pitch.
Paul Emmel, the crew chief, back there not biting. That's the Goldie target. Two and two. Gets a piece, but Hundley hangs on back there. That's the 4th strikeout for Chatwood.
2 down in the 6th.
Right fielder, David Peralta.
Baby slider right off the end of the bat, directly into the glove of Nick Hundley behind the plate.
David Peralta now. Boy, the Diamondbacks have had the leadoff man aboard in the 2nd, in the 3rd, the 4th, and now the 6th. And so far, they still have a goose egg up there. David singled his last time up, 1 for 2.
So frustrating for a hitter. I've talked about this many times in the past. That check swing, you don't want to chase it. You know the pitch is out of the strike zone, so you try to check your swing and get out of the way, and the pitch actually tracks in there and hits your bat.
Reynolds at first. 6 scoreless innings for Tyler Chatwood. He's given up only 4 hits, and he leads it 5-0. We start the 7th inning. Go get it! All right. Hey fans, follow Arizona Diamondbacks baseball live with the MLB.com at bat app. Stay up to the moment, at any moment, with game day, live game video highlights, StatCast, news, the whole thing. Download MLB.com at bat, the #1 app for live baseball on your phone and tablet. You can follow the NL standings right there. New pitcher for the Diamondbacks, their 4th of the evening. It's the right-hander Enrique Burgos. 3 hits, 3 earned runs in 2 2/3 this year. He's got a walk and 4 strikeouts. So it's reliever parade here after Robbie Ray went only 4+. We've seen Jake Barrett, Randall Delgado. Each guy has worked a 1-2-3 inning, and now Burgos gets the top of the order. It's Charlie Blackmon, who is 2 for 3. Couple of singles for Blackmon just off the DL today. He had been battling turf toe, hadn't played since April 13th, but he hasn't looked rusty at all.
Good time on the disabled list allowed Charlie Blackmon to kind of wade through that beard and see what's trapped in there.
Looks like steel wool, doesn't it?
A squirrel.
It's got a squirrel in there, sure.
Slice of pizza.
He's one of the more powerful leadoff hitters in the game. All of his 17 home runs last year came from the leadoff spot. He had 19 leadoff homers 2 years ago. That's this up in the air. Yasmani Tomas barely moves. Time now for our Coors Light Cold Hard Facts. Trevor Story has singled, walked, and homered his 10th home run this month, which ties the Major League rookie record for homers in April.
And this is where he ranks among Rockies rookies all time.
Mostly really good, with the exception of the strikeouts.
That's the other side of the story, as it were. He's leading the National League in strikeouts. That's always been part of his game, a career minor league strikeout rate of 27%. And it's been that way for him consistently at all levels. And even with all these home runs, he's striking out a ton.
Got a little jelly legged on that first pitch breaking fall from Enrique Burgos. Kind of started it right at the Rockies shortstop and dropped it over that inside corner.
Oh, there's that forkball or slider. Hard to tell sometimes.
Yeah, they look an awful lot alike. His slider has so much downward movement and the velocity is about the same.
Forkball more of a straight drop down.
Yeah, ideally, yeah. It doesn't really have a lot of lateral movement depending on how much finger pressure you put on the index or middle finger. But most guys that throw the forkball, the split finger, whatever they want to call it, the movement is straight down.
They finally retire Trevor Story, and it takes a great defensive play to do it.
Looked like that ball might have been knuckling on Gene as he went to make his jump right there. He has to make an adjustment while he's in midair and reach farther to his left, but able to do that and keep that ball out of left center field. Nice play.
His defense has been outstanding all season, mostly at second base, getting a rare start tonight at shortstop. Nick Ahmed has the night off, and now the defense will put the shift on the left-hand side for Nolan Arenado, who homered his last time up. He's 1 for 3. His home run, the 10th of the year for Arenado. He's tied with Story for the league lead. And they hit back-to-back in this Rockies lineup. That ain't fair.
That's a pick your poison situation right there. Yeah, well, we're going to pitch around Story. Well, then you got Nolan Arenado to deal with.
Go get him. Burgos ahead 0-2. Everything's a Segura these days. And Enrique Burgos follows Delgado and Barrett, a 1-2-3 inning in relief. Diamondbacks down 5-0.
fans having a good time here at Chase Field tonight. And hey, D-backs fans, it's your chance to meet former player and now Fox Sports Arizona's pregame analyst Brandon Webb. Tomorrow from noon to 1, come out to the Cox Solution Store in Phoenix, where the first 150 guests in line will receive their very own Brandon Webb autograph.
And Webby did a tremendous job last night filling in for you on our D-backs broadcast.
Let me just say, after watching the way Webby swung the bat during the course of his career, that's the only way he'll ever get to pinch hit.
Yasmani Tomas leads off the 7th against Tyler Chatwood. There is action in the Rockies bullpen. And the big right-hander Gonzalez Herman is throwing for Colorado, with Chatwood creeping up on 100 pitches. And he's ahead of Tomas 0-2.
That is a pitch that Yasmani Tomas just seems incapable of laying off of.
Yeah.
A fastball inside almost looks like it's going to hit him. Chatwood lost his footing, stumbled off the mound that time. Ball was bearing in on Yasmani, took a hack at it.
I will say, in Webby's defense, he did throw a shutout.
Oh, yes, he did. Yes, he did.
3-0 last night. Cardinals had only 3 hits.
He's not in there for his bat. Is that what you're saying? No, I'll tell you, we talked a little bit about Webby, his.
Take a look at this.
Yeah, he can. Well, I don't know about this.
Hello, lady. Hi.
I was going to say, we were talking the other day about his first major league victory coming at Shea Stadium against the Mets, and he put down 2 perfect sac bunts in that game. Webby was a real good bunter. But that,
if you say so.
Yeah, you turn it loose, not so much.
100 pitches, 57 strikes for Tyler Chatwood. 2-2 to Tomas. A little tapper back to the mound. 1 away. Tyler Chatwood, Rockies were in desperate need of somebody to step up and give them a good outing, and he's certainly done that tonight. He had a rough time of it his previous start, Tyler Chatwood. That was Saturday at Coors Field against the Dodgers. He lasted only 4 innings and really labored 95 pitches to get through 4. But he's had 101 right now through 6 1/3, and here's Wellington Castillo. This is a guy, Tyler Chatwood, who had his first Tommy John surgery when he was 16 years old. He was a sophomore in high school, for crying out loud. And the second came July 2 years ago, which wiped out all of his major league season last year. A 2nd round pick by the Angels in the 08 draft. Two and 1. Rockies got him from Anaheim in a trade for catcher Chris Iannetta, who is now in Seattle. 2-2 on Beef Wellington. And the Rockies believe that if he's healthy, Chatwood may be one of those guys who has built up an immunity to Coors Field. Before that second Tommy John, he had pitched well there, 10-4 with an ERA under 4. So he's a guy whose stuff has played in that ballpark. Little broken bat bleeder, drops into right. A 1-out single for Beef Wellington.
Numbers like that at Coors Field will get you some Cy Young votes.
You betcha. And we'll see if Chatwood, if he'll let him get through this inning, is at 106 pitches right now. And Brandon Drury coming up. Nope, that looks like it's going to be it. Here comes Walt Weiss. He's had Herman warming up in the bullpen.
The Diamondbacks are going to see a lot more of Tyler Chatwood this summer. They better figure something out quickly.
He beat them in the series finale here to open the year. He leaves tonight leading 5-0. New pitcher for the Rockies, the right-hander Gonzalez Herman, who was called up from AAA Albuquerque not too long ago, about a week ago in fact. He's made 3 relief appearances since then. He's given up runs in his last 2. He'll face Brandon Drury with Wellington Castillo at first and 1 out. Diamondbacks down 5-0. All the Colorado runs tonight coming on homers, all 4 off Robbie Ray. Rayburn, Hundley, Story, and Arenado. Brandon 0 for 2. He has popped up and struck out. A young man who's been playing all over the field. Sunday against the Pirates, he played 3 different positions in the same game. And this week he's made starts. Third base, left field, right field. Tonight he's in there at second. 0-2.
And certainly you would expect at some point in the future, whether it's this year or next year, that Drury would settle in at one position. But the other possibility would be a Ben Zobrist type player that still plays every day, but plays a different position almost every day.
A lot of guys would like to have that model. Zobrist, who's so good at second base and the outfield for Joe Maddon in Chicago and was for a long time in Tampa Bay with Joe. 0-2. Well, Brandon came in expecting to compete for both the third and second base jobs, so he dropped some weight. He's down to 210. He dropped about 15-20 pounds in the offseason, trying to get lighter, quicker, a faster first step in anticipation of maybe playing second base this year. So I would imagine that helps him cover some ground in the outfield when he's out there.
Sure it does, yeah. Easier on his legs. Certainly hasn't done anything to affect his power at the plate.
He's been crushing it lately. He's homered in his last 2 games. I saw him this spring. I said, hey, who's this skinny guy? He's just a delightful kid to sit down and talk with about everything he's been through, playing in the minor leagues, playing for Mobile in the Southern League, where you get the rain coming in at 4 o'clock every afternoon, hot and humid down there. Batting practice washed out, heavy, thick, humid air. The ball just kind of hangs there. All the things you go through in the minor leagues. Herman comes in and strikes him out, 2 down.
I was sentenced to it. Well, rather, I was allowed to play in Shreveport, Louisiana one summer.
How'd that go?
Woo! Man, you talk about hot and humid and mosquitoes as big as vultures.
Southern League's got some old ballparks too.
Man.
Bus rides
Tough
across
bus trips.
Mississippi and Tennessee. CO has doubled twice. And he's now just a notch below 300 on the year. So you didn't like Shreveport?
Oh, I did. We had a really good team, and that solves everything. When you play on a team that wins, yeah, the mosquitoes aren't quite as bad. The humidity is not really quite as bad as I thought it was. We had a good team that year.
How was Phoenix as a minor league town? You were a Phoenix Giant.
It was great. I mean, obviously playing outdoors at Old Phoenix Muni in the middle of summer, it got a little toasty.
I bet.
Whew. But I loved it, you know. We had a first baseman on our team by the name of Rich Murray, the younger brother of Eddie Murray. Oh, wow. And Rich Murray was a straight right-handed hitter, and I mean, when he hit the ball, it just didn't come down. It defied gravity, and we used to joke that he was hitting him over in the elephant cage at the zoo.
That's right there,
which is right across Van Buren there. He used to hit some moonshot home runs in that ballpark.
Eddie was one of the great switch hitters of all time.
Richie Murray was actually the guy that took over for Willie McCovey. When Big Mac retired from the Giants, they actually sent him out to start an inning, called timeout. McCovey came off the field, and Rich Murray took his position at first base. Big shoes.
Yeah, I was going to say. 2-2 on Chris Owings. Missed inside, a full count, 3-2. Pitcher spot is due up next. Ricky Weeks Jr. in the on-deck circle. We've already seen Phil Gosselin come off the bench for Chip Hale tonight. Bullpen has done a good job. 9 up, 9 down against Barrett, Delgado, and Burgos. Looks like Keith Hessler will be next. He'll get the 8th inning. Here goes Castillo, and CO knocks it foul behind Matt Williams at third. Arenado going to go pick that one up, so Kathy Grant can stay put down there. Our Golden Glover down the left field line. There's Kathy Grant, the general Kathy Grant. Terry the Flash Finley working right field. It's all part of the game prep. 3-2 pitch. There goes Castillo one more time. Owings drives it to right center. Blackman got a good jump though, and he's on it to chase it down. We go to the 8th inning. Diamondbacks trail the Rockies 5-0. Maybe we're going to need you to officiate what has become a raging controversy here in the press box. That's Steve Gilbert, our friend, who does a great job on covering the Diamondbacks, MLB.com. There was, in the words of Jesse Sanchez, an innocent foul ball that went between Steve and Kyle, and they're sort of trying to define what a press box catch is. Mike Farron, as usual, the moral compass getting involved here. Now, this is Steve's take. It did bounce first, but yes, he did catch it, he says, but he had to dodge Nick Picoro, who was diving under the desk. Can you give us a ruling on the foul ball that went into the press box?
First of all, those guys that sit over there on that side of the press box,
the fourth estate, as it were,
they usually wait till it stops rolling and then go over and pick it up and hold it up like they caught it. You know, they're not fooling me.
So no catch.
No catch.
That is the official ruling, Steve and Nick and Mike and Kyle and Jesse. Where are we? Oh, here we are. We're waving under the Delta Dental sign, and right over there is the press box. So I'm glad we could clear that up on social media. Now, that's a good example of how to use social media.
If the ball bounces, it can't be a catch.
On social media night here at Chase Field. The lefty Keith Hessler is on to work the 8th inning. Mark Reynolds will lead it off for the Rockies. He's 0 for 3. And the Diamondbacks overload the left-hand side. Barrett, Delgado, Burgos in relief of Ray. 9 up, 9 down, and now it's Keith Hessler's turn. I hope that clarifies everything for you boys over there. Mike Farron, as usual, trying to stir it up. That's what he does as the host of Snake Talk on the radio side. Two and one.
I will say that Steve Gilbert gives a much better effort than most of those guys are.
Well, as we said before, he does go to D-backs fantasy camp more often than not. He's a fantasy camper every winter. He's in there with Gracie and Robbie Hammock and all those guys. J.R. House. I saw Robbie one time. I think I said this earlier this year. I saw Robbie one time. We were here at Salt River Fields. Mark Reynolds drives this one out to left center and it drops in. And I asked Robbie, who was managing one of the teams, I said, how did it go today for your fantasy camp team? He said, we made 12 errors. I said, all right, I get it. That's enough.
And won.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people think the 01 World Championship with the D-backs was my first title, but I actually won a championship in the Giants Fantasy League.
Dude, who did you outmanage? Do you remember?
Let's see. Who else was there? I think Vida Blue was there that year. Mike McCormick, or Alex Trebek, as we like to call him.
Alex Trebek.
He looked. Mike McCormick looked like Alex Trebek. Bill Lasky, I believe, was managing in the fantasy league that year. Mike Sadek, former catcher for the Giants, and I took some advice from guys that had managed fantasy teams before, and they said you can never ever have enough pitching. So I drafted nothing but pitchers, or at least people that said they were pitchers.
Oh, Rayburn had one we thought hit him in the hand, go off the knob of the bat, and now he's limping around out there. Here comes the trainer one more time to look at Ryan Rayburn.
That's a very definition of actually a front foot slider. Took it right on the outside of that left shoe.
Come on, you get in there. I'm done for the night. He's going to pick his own substitute. Oh, he's going to try and gut it out, as it were. Down there with EY Senior coaching at first for the Rockies. The great Eric Young. So a single and a hit batter lead off the eighth against Hessler. Here's Gerardo Parra, who's 0 for 3. Parra homered in their game against the Pirates Wednesday. He sits safely in 4 straight. And he's down 0-2.
We'll get a chance to go to Coors Field at the end of the next road trip, and I know you know this, partner. The new higher fence has really come into play quite often in the early going this season.
They raised it a uniform height across the field. The biggest problem, I guess, is out in right center, where they put up chain link fence, and balls that used to go out are clanging off that fence now.
Trevor Story's hit at least 2 that would have been home runs with the dimensions last year, but stayed in the ballpark because of the addition to the fence.
So we'll get our first look at that at the end of the next road trip. They have raised the outfield fences at Coors. From the left field foul pole out in center, they raised them 5 feet. And then they took it from 8 feet high up to 13 feet in center and on toward the right field foul pole. Castillo recovers nicely there.
If the pitchers had their way, the fence would extend all the way up to the upper deck.
And that might not even be enough. It's actually the first fairground fencing change in Coors Field history since the park has been open in '95. I guess they said the real concern was this jet stream that tends to blow out to right center field for left-hand hitters, and they're trying to curb that a bit by raising the fences out there. So it's now about 16 feet high out in right center field.
Now that area out there where the 2 bullpens are located in right center at Coors Field, not only the left-handed pull hitters, but right-handers that hit the ball the opposite field really took advantage of that jet stream.
Parra gets it up and deep and off the terrace. That's a fair ball. It's in play. Reynolds scores. They'll stop Rayburn at third. A double for Gerardo Parra. And it's 6-0 Rockies. That's a good example of a ball that likely would have been out at Coors Field. Just the spot we were talking about.
Oh, it's toasted out there to right center. Middle of the plate up at 92 miles an hour with not much movement, and Gerardo Parra narrowly misses a home run high above the 413 mark.
Well, he is red hot right now. He's hit safely in 8 of his last 9 games with 9 RBIs over that span. 6-0 Rockies. Here's the catcher, Nick Hundley. He homered in the 4th. Infield creeps in for the D-backs. 1-1 on Hundley. Hessler has yet to retire a Rocky hitter here in the 8th. That's a fair ball down the left field line. It's by Jake Lamb. Rayburn will score. Here comes Parra. It's a 2-run double for Nick Hundley, and it's 8-0 Rockies.
Boy, a lot of topspin really rolled over that right hand. Got a lot of topspin shotted by Jake Lamb down into that corner.
3 RBI night for Hundley. First 4 have reached in the Colorado 8th. And here's DJ LeMahieu. Pitcher spot due up next for the Rockies. Christian Adames is in the on-deck circle. Ball 1. LeMahieu 0 for 3. There's Christian Adames. Center field, it backs up. Oh, he's still backing up just shy of the warning track, and he's got it. Hundley will tag up and head for 3rd, and that's the first out in the 8th. Christian Adames 167 on the year, just 4 hits in 21 at bats, all singles. He'll hit for the pitcher. It's a fair ball and has it. Long throw right on the money. 2 outs. Boy, Jake almost got tangled up with Hundley down there in the third base bag.
Very awkward play. The base comes into play right there. He just kind of knocks it down, throws across the diamond with plenty of arm to get Adames at first. What an awkward looking ground ball that was. The runner in the way, the third base coach down there, the umpire behind the play. The base came into play on that one.
And he fired a perfect strike all the way down the other end. Here's Charlie Blackmon, 2 for 4, couple of singles. Diamondbacks have been out hit 10-5. They trail at 8-zip. Rockies with 4 homers tonight, all off Robbie Ray. Rayburn and Hundley in the 4th. Story and Arenado went back-to-back in the 5th. They each have 10 to lead the league. Two and 1. Same two teams tomorrow night. 5:10 start here at Chase Field. Diamondback Live pregame show at 4:30. Chris Russin will go for the Rockies. The left-hander. Zach Greinke on the mound for the Diamondbacks. Who, unless something changes here, will drop below 500. Coming into tonight 12-12 on the year. A half game behind the Dodgers and the Giants in the NL West. Giants lost 13-1 at the Mets. Dodgers and Padres tied up right now. 1-1 8th inning at Dodger Stadium. Full count 3-2. Ball 4.
Well, we've talked a lot about the bullpen usage. Diamondbacks already, with tonight's outing, will go over 100 innings pitched out of the bullpen already this year, far and away leading the National League. And, you know, with Randy here in the booth, when Randy and Kurt were going to pitch, you were pretty sure they were going to go 6, 7, 8, maybe 9 innings.
Sure.
I mean, you can count on one hand the number of times those guys didn't get you deep into a ball game. Zach Greinke is one of the guys you expect to do that. Shelby Miller was another guy. Patrick Corbin, we were hoping would be a guy that could consistently get you deep in the game. But through the first 3 times through the rotation, that guy was Robbie Ray. Going at least 6 innings, his first 3 starts of the year, all quality starts. You've just got to get some more length out of the starters, especially those guys at the top of the rotation.
Yeah, Robbie went 4+ tonight in a disappointing outing for him. And that's coming off his start Sunday against the Pirates when he lasted only 3 innings. And they'll talk about that on Diamondback Live postgame show as soon as our ball game is over.
You know, and it's not like Chip's had a quick hook or anything like that. He's tried to give those guys opportunities to pitch out of a jam in the 3rd or the 4th inning and stay in there and give him some innings so he could rest that bullpen. But unfortunately, a lot of times that starting pitcher just wasn't up to the task.
Well, 5 of the 7 Rockies hitters so far in this inning have reached against Keith Hessler, and he'll deal with Trevor Story, who's already homered once tonight. 1-2.
I'm trying to figure out how to pitch to Trevor Story. I think just keep throwing him breaking balls in the dirt. He hasn't been able to lay off any of them yet.
Leading the league in strikeouts and home runs. There's another one. Hessler strikes him out. He strands 2, but the Rockies get 3 more. They lead at 8-0.
Side Russ Ortiz, former Diamondbacks pitcher, as we'll break it down in the postgame show coming up. And Robbie Ray was fine through 3, and then the Rockies' penchant for the long ball really hurt him, didn't it?
Yes, it did, and I'll give my take on what I think happened to Robbie Ray.
Yeah, Robbie struggled tonight with the long ball. It's all coming up, guys. Plus, we'll also take a look at what happened around Major League Baseball, a game that had a no-hitter going and a triple play.
Thank you, guys. We'll stay tuned for that following our ball game. Here's the new pitcher for the Rockies, the right-hander Justin Miller, who got the win here on opening day over the Diamondbacks. ERA of 6, his 10th appearance of the year, and he'll face Ricky Weeks Jr., who will hit for the pitcher to lead off the Arizona 8th. Ricky 4 for 17 on the year with 3 doubles, 3 RBIs. D-backs tonight with only 5 hits. Tomas, Peralta, and Castillo all have singles. Chris Owings has doubled twice. Defensive changes for the Rockies. Christian Adames, who hit for the pitcher, stays in at third, replacing Nolan Arenado, and Ben Paulson takes over in left field for Ryan Rayburn. Pitcher spot is now 5th in the Rockies order.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
.3-0 is in there. Sanderson Ford bullpen. The veteran right-hander Tyler Clippard now throwing for the Diamondbacks. He'll get the 9th. Tyler closing in on 500 career appearances. 3-1 to Ricky Weeks Jr. Justin Miller, it's a good ballpark for him. He got the win on opening day here, as we mentioned. He also got his first and only major league save here last September. 3-2 pitch. Got him. Time now for our Jimmy John's delivery of the game. Gene Segura steps up. And what a night he's had at shortstop. The night off for Nick Ahmed. He's looked like Nick Ahmed out there.
He has. He's made a lot of tremendous plays over at second base, but back to his natural position here tonight and looks right at home.
Well, the one thing we haven't seen from Gene that we're so used to is a base hit. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. And he's got an 8-game hitting streak on the line here, leading the major leagues in hits. So trying to keep that streak alive right here. He kept it going with a double in the 8th inning last night. For the seats and out of play.
Watching Gerardo Parra go back to his position running backwards, carrying on a conversation with the Rockies bullpen down in that right field corner.
He's a trip, man. – 1-2. 2 and 2. 1 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 and 2. Parra has been a perfect fit in Colorado. They really like the idea of having 3 guys out there in the outfield when he's out there with Blackmon and Cargo that they consider center fielders. So you've really out in that massive Coors Field outfield got 3 center fielders out there at once.
And a couple of big arms on the corners with Cargo in right and Gerardo Parra playing the left.
And some gold gloves out there too. Parra, good to see Parra get paid. He got a 3-year deal from the Rockies, about $28 million. His 4th team in 3 years. There's Gerardo Parra. He and Cargo played a lot of winter ball together in Venezuela. That's where they're both from. They played, in fact, on the same winter ball team down there for more than 5 years. Cargo sitting out tonight against the lefty Robbie Ray. So they've been teammates many times before. No base hit for Segura, lines it right to Reynolds. Brings up Jake Lamb, who's 0 for 3.
Third baseman, Jake Lamb.
Did you finish off the cake, by the way? It's gone. People just came in the booth and cleaned us out. That was a good cake. It went fast.
Yeah, it was very good.
Rockies have the shift on for Jake Lamb. They're strike 1.
If this score holds up, it'll cause some raised eyebrows around the National Leagues.
Regarding what?
The Diamondbacks got shut out by the Rockies and their pitching staff at Chase Field.
It's been that kind of an April. Rockies come in here to start hitting home runs in bunches. Diamondback starters struggle. That's the same script we saw the first 3 games here for the most part. When you go back to the opening series, Zach Greinke came out opening day and got knocked around a bit. Gave up 3 homers. Rockies won that game 10-5. Diamondbacks bounced back game 2, won 11-6. But then the Rockies won a 1-run game in the series finale. Chatwood got the win, and he's been great tonight. There's Terry the Flash Finley down there in right field. There you go.
Nice job.
The Flash. Kathy the General Grant still waiting her chance down the left field line. 0-2 on Jake Lamb. Two and two. Goldie on deck.
This is one of those ball games where offensively you're just kind of waiting for that one big hit to get things rolling. I think the fans have been anxiously waiting for that one big hit to get things rolling.
Called strike 3. Miller rings up Lamb for the strikeout, his 2nd in the inning. We go to the 9th. Diamondbacks down 8-0.
The top half of the 9th inning. Hey fans, we invite you to participate in Gila River game nights by signing up at one of the interactive kiosks right here at Chase Field during any Diamondbacks regular season home game.
D-backs fans, well, they're still dancing in the aisles here as we start the 9th inning with the 499th career Major League appearance for the veteran right-hander Tyler Clippard. 2-0 in 9 appearances this year. 2 runs allowed on 7 hits this season. And Tyler on to work the 9th inning. He opened the year with 8 consecutive scoreless appearances until his previous outing. That was against the Pirates on Sunday, when he allowed 2 runs on 3 hits and a walk. And Ben Paulson, who checked into the game in left field in the last half inning, will lead it off for the Rockies. And that's how they'll line up defensively against the left-hand hitting Paulson, who's in there at .318 with a home run. Big dude up there at 6'4", 210. Paulson, even as the left-hand bat option at first base, has not been playing a ton this year. He's playing more outfield.
I was looking at Tyler Chatwood's starts this season. He's had 3 road starts, 2 of them right here in this ballpark and the other one at Wrigley Field. 19 2/3 total innings pitched. He's allowed 1 earned run.
He's been their best pitcher and they've needed it. They just got to get the rest of their staff going. They've got John Gray back, their former #1 pick. But they lost De La Rosa. We'll see Russin and Bettis later in this series. 2-2 now on Paulson. Dodgers went in there, Coors Field, for a 3-game series on the Rockies' last homestand. Then the Pirates were supposed to play 4. They only got 3 in. But both Dave Roberts and Clint Hurdle were talking about just being emotionally exhausted trying to manage a pitching staff in a series in that ballpark as Clippard strikes out. Imagine how hard it is on the Rockies, who play there 81 times a year. What's next? Brought to you by CenturyLink. Game 2 of the 3-game set. And speaking of the Rockies pitchers, we'll get a look at Chris Russin tomorrow against Zach Greinke. That's a 5:10 start. Diamondback Live pregame show at 4:30 on Fox Sports Arizona. And then Sunday, Shelby Miller and Chad Bettis. There's Zach. He'll look for his 3rd win here tomorrow night. Mark Reynolds.
I just remember back in the days when I was managing the Diamondbacks, every time we went into Coors Field, I'd have a meeting with Joe Garagiola Jr., our general manager. Do we want to take a couple of extra pitchers and go a couple of bench players short into that series?
Off the fist. Brandon Drury at second has to set himself, and just does. Get Reynolds with a shift on there. Well, it's funny, if you look at the scores from that last homestand, 3 against the Dodgers, 3 against the Pirates for the Rockies at Coors. They beat the Dodgers in the first game 7-5. But later in that series, they scored 10 runs and lost. And then against the Pirates, they scored 8 runs and lost. I mean, that'll wear you out. And the other times, they just couldn't get their offense going. They lost 4-1, 6-1, 9-4. So they played 6 games at home and won only 1 time. But they come in here and suddenly they're hitting home runs in bunches. Tony Walters now the backup catcher. Walters at 156, still without an extra base hit this year. Hitting for the pitcher. Walters right now stuck in an 0 for 18 at the plate. Had a good spring and won the backup catcher's job. But When Nick Hundley went on that 7-day concussion DL, Walters got to play a little bit more, and he hasn't hit. He hit about 400 this spring. 2-2. Diamondbacks in the bottom of the ninth will have Goldie, Peralta, Tomas 3, 4, and 5. That's a fair ball down the right field line. Walters takes the turn. He'll have an easy double here. And that's his first extra base hit this year. That's the guy they saw this spring.
It's a pitch that's not even in the strike zone. Off the plate a few inches inside and down, but keeps it fair down into that right field corner for a 2-out double.
He was waived by Cleveland earlier this spring and never played above Double-A ball. Rockies grabbed him off waivers. He won the backup job. Now he's got his first major league double. And here's Gerardo Parra, who doubled his last time up. This is driven to right center field. Sale won't get there. Walters will score to make it 9-0. Back-to-back RBI doubles for Gerardo Parra. That's now 9 on the year. He's red hot.
About the same location, just not as high this time. A line drive variety double out toward that 413 mark, just to the right of straightaway center. You may recall in his last at bat, bang one off the overhang out there in that same area.
Parra's hit safely now in 8 of his last 9 games with 10 RBIs over that span. 9-0 Rockies. Here's Hundley, who has homered and doubled. He's knocked in 3.
Boy, really puzzling, partner. Once again, the Diamondbacks struggling here at home. With a loss tonight, they'd go to 5-10 here at Chase Field.
They just have not pitched well in this ballpark. To me, that's been it, and it's been the starters, just location mistakes, giving up a lot of homers. Go back to opening day when Greinke faced these guys and gave up 3 home runs.
And certainly you got to tip your cap to Tyler Chatwood tonight and the relievers that Walt Weiss has run out there to the mound. They're pitching in the same ballpark as the D-back staff, but they managed to keep the Diamondbacks completely quiet offensively in this game.
And Tyler Clippard strikes out Hundley, but the Rockies add one more. They've scored 9 times. Bottom 9 coming up. Rockies, as we start the home half of the ninth inning, the story once again for Colorado. 4 home runs, all off Robbie Ray, including another one by rookie Trevor Story, who ties Jose Abreu's major league record for home runs in April by a rookie, number 10. Arenado followed with his 10th. They went back-to-back in the 5th after Rayburn and Hundley had homered in the 4th, and that's been pretty much it. 9-0 Colorado. And the new pitcher for the Rockies to close this one out, the right-hander Scott Oberg. He'll work to Paul Goldschmidt, David Peralta, Yasmani Tomas, but they'll get a pinch hitter up there for Goldie to start it off. Chris Herman will get an at-bat. And he's had the power stroke going. He's homered in each of his last 2 starts. And scooped one last night out of here, in the words of Brandon Webb, off Michael Wacha for his 2nd home run this year. So he's had, Chris, 2 homers and a double in his last 4 games with 6 RBIs. That bat's coming around after a 1-for-20 start. Cox high speed highlights. The Gig Life presented by Cox. There's Chris Herman on Throwback Thursday. Into the pool off Waka Waka.
It was vaguely reminiscent of Kirk Gibson's home run against Dennis Eckersley. Kind of got fooled, got out in front, but caught it right on the barrel at just the right time to get it out of here.
Webby said it reminded him of Gonzo, who used to do those all the time.
Scoop.
The king of the scoops, he said.
Take that low pitch, occasionally just a one-handed swing, get the barrel on it.
One and 2 on Herman. How about this one? Seattle right now leads the Mariners, or leads the Royals, pardon me, 1-0 in the 9th inning. The Royals have held Seattle in that ball game to 1 hit, and yet they're losing 1-0. The 1 hit was a home run by Seth Smith. So Seattle, with just 1 base hit, leads the Royals 1-0. They're now in the 9th.
The Kansas City pitching staff did issue 7 walks in that game, but only 1 base hit, and it left the yard.
King Felix pitching a dandy. That's always a show when he pitches in that ballpark. The Kings scored 2-2 to Herman.
I hear the Kings court. I think Eddie Feigner.
A great softball pitcher.
Yeah.
The King and his court, right?
And his court, yeah. That used to be quite the attraction at the Coshocton County Fair.
Well, that's a great gig if you can get booked for that thing. Didn't you tell me they had guys, daredevils, that jumped through flames on motorcycles and stuff at that thing? Coshocton, Ohio.
Joey Chitwood's Auto Thrill Show.
There you go.
If I'm not mistaken, and I certainly could be, we had Joey Chitwood and Eddie Fader at the same fair one year. I mean, that's it doesn't get any better than that.
Who gets top billing? That's a tough one.
I mean, you know, when the GOAT judging competition takes a backseat to Eddie Feigner and Joey Chitwood, you know it's a big fair.
Coshocton, Ohio. I think they call it the Santa Barbara of the Midwest.
Or something like that. Yeah.
That's the best I could come up with on short notice. 3-2 on Chris Herman. Gets this up in the air toward left center. Blackman coming in. Well, what about, you know, typical stuff like demolition derbies, tractor pulls?
Well, that happened on the city streets every day.
Oh, well, just boring for everybody. Get the Malachi brothers in there, do the Malachi crunch on Pinky Tuscadero.
There you go.
Peralta singled in the 4th. He's 1 for 3.
See, we like to fancy ourselves in Coshocton as a mini Pittsburgh.
Well, I can see why you would.
You know, a lot of industry back in the day. It's all gone now, but and we had 3 rivers that came together, the confluence.
And where they conflued.
Yeah, the Wahunding, the Tuscarawas formed the Muskingum.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah.
Sounds like a law firm.
I don't know why they didn't put a big league franchise in Coshocton. They picked Pittsburgh. I don't know.
Something to do with French fur trappers, I'm sure. It's quite an idyllic childhood that you paint a picture of, I have to say. 1-2.
Well, the good thing was I lived very close to the fairgrounds, just a block away from the Coshocton County Fairgrounds, and obviously we had a baseball field there. And if you had enough guys to field 2 complete teams, and there wasn't a game actually scheduled on the field, you know, go ahead and play.
Perfect.
If you didn't have enough, you know, where you had to call your field and do things like that, we would play in the middle of the racetrack. We had a field laid out there in the middle of the horse racing track.
You got horse racing over there too?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's like the Meadowlands over there.
Occasionally you would only have 2 or 3 guys that weren't grounded, and you could go hit against the horse barn. And we had certain lines. If it hits below that line, it's a single. If it hits above the line, it's a double. If it goes over the building, it's a home run.
There's a fly ball to Paulson and left.
So you'd call your buddies and say, yeah, meet me at the sheep barn. We're going to play there today. There's only 4 of us. And other days you might have 10 or 12 guys. Hey, we'll meet at the racetrack. And on those rare occasions when everybody was out playing ball, we actually got to get on the field.
When guys weren't, you know, in detention or something.
Or worse.
Well, Yasmani Tomas. Diamondback Live post-game show follows our ball game. Russ Ortiz with us. Great to have Russ on the set tonight, along with Jody Jackson. That's coming up in just a moment here. 4:30 for the pregame show tomorrow. 5:10 first pitch. Zach Greinke and Chris Russ in game 2 of the 3-game set. Goldie and company looking for some offense. Only 5 hits tonight. 3 of them singles. Tough night for the top of the order. Segura 0 for 3 with a walk. Lamb 0 for 4, struck out twice. Goldie 0 for 1, walked twice. Peralta the cleanup spot, 1 for 4, single. So not a whole lot of production at the top. Chris Owings has been the big bat in the lineup tonight. 2 for 3 with a pair of doubles. 1-2 on Yasmani. Padres have taken a lead in LA. They lead the Dodgers 4-1. That's 9th inning. So that's good news. The other good news is the Giants lost in New York 13-1. The Mets had a 12-run 3rd inning. How's that for a rally cap?
That's the biggest rally cap I've ever seen.
I'd like to thank Dr. Zayas for being here tonight. 2-2. Full count. Well, for the Rockies, this will snap their 5-game losing streak. They'll move to 10-12 on the year. Diamondbacks will drop to 12-13. But everybody bunched up in the NL West. Both, well, the Giants have already lost. Dodgers are losing. So no one even coming close to getting a lead in this division so far. Yasmani stays alive again. So that's the upside here. Nobody's really done a whole lot in the NL West. Everybody's pretty much in the same 500 boat.
Yeah, that's what you hope for when you're not firing on all cylinders, and you know, your offense is scoring a bunch of runs, and you win a few games in a row, and then your pitching lets you down. You lose a few in a row. You're not really losing any ground early in the season.
Yasmani good at bat there. Works a walk. And Wellington Castillo gets one more crack at it.
Catcher, Wellington
Castillo singled his last time up. He's 1 for 3. Diamondbacks' first 7 games on this homestand scored 45 runs, 16 doubles, 16 homers. But tonight, scoreless with 5 base hits. One and one.
Yeah, the easy thing to do is to point your finger at the offense and say, man, you guys weren't very good tonight, but I prefer to give credit to Tyler Chatwood. He pitched an outstanding ball game. Had the cutter and sinker combination working, mixed in just enough breaking pitches, keep the hitters honest. Didn't pitch himself into any jams, was usually ahead in the count all night long, and you add all that together and it ends up for a tough offensive night for the D-backs.
Chatwood has pitched 2 ball games in this ballpark this year, and he's about to win both of them. This is going to stay playable, and it's in there. Mark Reynolds has it, and that's the ball game. Diamondbacks drop the opener to this 3-game set 9-0 as they are out.